I know your technician is en route.
All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Hey, Carlos, I'm doing great. Welcome to the future. We are now in 2026 here, first trading day of the new year, and it's an exciting day. I'm hoping for some
Yeah,
great things in 2026. I think it's going to be a fantastic year. We're starting off with some changes in the world financial system. Did you know that this day, well, I guess yesterday officially, but this is the very first trading day in over 6 decades that Warren Buffett will not be active in the stock market. He officially resigned his position as of January 1st. So,
wow. Look at that,
whoa.
man. That is
Uh,
the end of
Seismic
a
change. I mean,
yes.
the reality is nothing changes, right? Berkshire Hathaway's holdings are what they are. He hasn't been calling the shots on them primarily in a while, as he's had, of course, of course, his replacement I think is only about like 15 years younger than he is, or something like that, 20 years younger. So, but anyways, um, it's uh, it's a just a it's significant change. Also, I should mention, really feel bad. Did you hear about that big fire that happened on a New Year's Eve party in Switzerland? Oh my God, can you? Anyways, horrible. 40 people dead, 100 and plus injured. Sounds like a day, a night of celebration that went tragically wrong. So you're on mute, sir.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I saw that and I like, how in an establishment does that happen?
They,
Um,
can you imagine? I mean, it was like they say it's a flash fire, right? Someone was having like a
mm-hmm.
party. They had like one of those party bottles or a cake or something, and then they had
Yep.
a big like
The thing that
big
shoots up. Yeah.
yeah, or just a big one of those big high powered candle things you can use. And being that it was an old 200-year-old building with a wood roof or ceiling, it just caught like just like that. Yeah, sparklers or
That's
whatever.
that's crazy,
Anyways.
man. Crazy,
Crazy
crazy.
stuff.
Hard to believe in this day and age something like that can happen when people are awake. Because usually, if you're when I first saw the headline, I'm like, oh man, it called people sleeping in their apartments. I didn't know it was a club, which is 40 people dead,
Right.
100 injured. I'm like, it would happen. It had to happen at night. People were sleeping. That's usually when things go bad. But in a club, it's like, wow, that's you don't expect that.
Well,
So
yeah, I think
it's
it happened in a basement that was set up like a speakeasy. So because it was a speakeasy, you can
yeah.
imagine it probably had like a secret entrance and only a narrow entrance or something going down into this basement. So basically everybody just got trapped. And yeah, it's anyways, horrible stuff. Oh well.
Horrible, man. Friends, a little something on the more lighter side of things. Is our gap up this morning, Peter? I mean, this thing
I
is
know.
green, green, green. So maybe
It's
Santa Claus
green.
is trying to do something here. I don't know. Don't have too much hopes for that anymore. Right? He has today and Monday. Right? Is it first two trading days of the year or three for Santa Claus rally? What is it?
First two technically, so today and Monday, theoretically.
Yeah,
But again,
he doesn't even have
this
a
is
continuation. It's not like it's today and
it's a
tomorrow,
made up
right?
thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know it's a made up
So
thing, but
we'll
it's
see.
yeah, it's I don't think it's happening. All right, friends, but there it is. Gappers List brought to you by TradingTerminal.com. We do got a couple of things on here, and as you can see, is looking pretty nice this morning. Things gapping up a lot in the green
Mhm.
today. So we'll dive into all of that. But first, our U.S. economic calendar as we kick off. Wow, first day of trading for 2026, man. Very excited for it.
Yeah, pretty light day here. The only thing that's coming out is the U.S. manufacturing, the S&P final manufacturing numbers. The market never moves for this. I don't think this year or this day will be any different. So, basically, we've got nothing. Don't forget, guys. Look, this is our last Friday in our 2 weeks of Fridays. So we've been saying there are weeks of Fridays. This is an actual Friday in a week of Fridays after having had a holiday yesterday. I mean, how many Wall Street bros do you think are really going to be interested in being in the office today, sandwiched between your New Year's Eve hangover and a weekend, right? Not many. I'm not saying there's not going to be trading. There will be. We're going to get volume. It's going to be a lot more retail volume. Usually that's what happens. Less structured institutional volume. That being said, I've seen days like this where sometimes there's one or two people who did show up in the office and said, I'm going to make a day of it. And they decide to move something and things will just move. So, we could find some, you could be positioned for some really, really great moves, but for the most part, expect it to be fairly choppy, less predictable than average, and overall slightly lower volume. So that's my expectation for today. I'll be watching for good trades, but I will not be upset if I don't find anything I like and end up not trading. I really haven't traded much in this last week at all because Carlos, we just have to look back, right? New Year's Eve, we were here. That trading was
Yeah.
not good. It was
Yeah.
not a great morning. You ended up, did you? I'm curious. You got stopped out, I think, right? Long before, because
No,
the move you were
so I kept my 455. You guys remember, right? We kept the
Tesla, yeah.
455 on Tesla, and it didn't get to it. It did drop lower again, and I was out by then. Right, so I was out by then.
Okay.
So it dropped around. It was
dropped?
like 12 o'clock, I believe it was. 'Cause I remember like
Oh, yeah,
Nathan was just
exactly.
finishing up. He was finishing up, and like, I'm not sticking around longer than this. I'm out, and I just got out, and I'm glad I did because I think what
And
did it end up doing? Yeah, it did eventually. Look at that, it did hit 455
it,
eventually.
it
So
got down to
yeah,
450 and lower, but that was by the end of the day. I was thinking of you because if you actually go
I
into the details,
know.
but
Yeah,
it's that spike higher, right? That spike higher would
yeah,
have taken it above your stop loss, and it would have
yeah,
been
yeah.
very reasonable to stop out. So basically, you sat in that thing for hours with it doing
All
nothing, moving
here.
sideways.
Oh,
Yeah,
brutal,
exactly.
brutal. Yeah,
And anyways, so that's the type of thing we got to look out for today. So just be
yep.
careful out there, guys. Again, somewhere there's going to be a couple of stocks that are going to move and they're going to look awesome, but on average, I don't expect things to move very well. So we'll find out together. Let's see if we can find where some of the hot spots might be, and we'll do that by
Yep.
using, of course, our gappers list.
Absolutely. So we're going to get started, guys. Friends, Gap is brought to you by tradingterminal.com. Let's start with the first. It's got a couple of big numbers here, 36%, 21, 19, 10. So let's start there. SMX this morning. Let's see what we got going on here. So at the moment, we are up 35% on this one. SMX Security Matters. I'm not sure what this is, but yeah, they're here daily, a little bit all
Security
over the
does
place. Yeah, security does. I mean, yeah, you want to be safe. I'm not sure what they do. Is that like cybersecurity? Not sure, but yeah, they're here. I don't think it's really tradable. Very low flow, Peter, by the way, under 1 million shares flow here for this one.
The headline says, I don't think this is a specialty business service company out of Ireland. The headline says expansion into global latex and rubber gloves triggered a pre-market surge. Okay.
Hmm.
So whatever their security matters, it's definitely not like cybersecurity that we're talking about. They oh no. You know what? Their tagline, if I go to their website, says digitizing physical objects on the blockchain to enable the circular and closed loop economy. Does not okay, come on. There you go, guys. There's your first bullshit bingo line for 2026. SMX. Come on, man. What are you guys doing out there?
Yeah, it's yeah.
That's
I
that
don't don't know
yeah.
about that. All
And
right.
and now they're expanding into latex. I I don't even know what to do with this company. What's their float here? 1 million shares.
Yeah,
Why
it's
am I
very
not
low.
shocked?
It's
Why
very low.
am I not shocked? Yeah.
You know,
No, thank you.
we'll leave that one alone for sure. Back to our list here, friends. DGNX this morning. DGNX, we are up 21%, 1.4 million shares traded on this one. Pre-market action, very active right now, as you're seeing here. But for the most part, again, another one that I seen this one on the list before. I never end up trading it. 35 million shares flow, so a little bit on the lower side, not a heavy low flow, but not one that I'm gonna keep an eye on today, Peter. Leaving this alone as well.
Yeah, digital consulting services out of the UK. We're going to see a lot of this, I think. Sort of foreign companies that might be trading well in another market that just happen to jump up. Not technically a low float, but you got to expect it's going to trade like a low float. Um, Mixed acquisition update. So I guess they're going to be acquiring something, and I whatever the news is, it doesn't seem very strong. I don't have a lot of details. Um, yeah, once again, like you said, Carlos, probably a good one to avoid.
Yeah, gonna leave this one alone here, friends. All right, let's continue. SOC is another one that we see on the list recently, actually, and they're back here again. They're up 18% this morning. Also, not a low flow, sitting at 74 million shares float daily. You can see it here in the last couple of days. We have been getting some more action on it. Sable Offshore is the name of the company. Some nice gap up today. Pre-market action, not that great. I know they have 700,000 shares traded, sitting on the New York Stock Exchange, but not looking all that great as far as what I like to see in the pre-market. So probably going to leave this one alone too, guys. And as Peter mentioned, you're probably going to see a lot of things like this one. I'm just not a fan, man. I'm not a fan. I like the daily. They're wanting to start to do something here. You can see it here, a couple of days where the volume has been great, but for the most part, it just doesn't meet my criteria for the stocks I like to trade as far as this pre-market goes.
Yeah, this is an offshore drilling company. They won an important court case that allows them to resume some operations. I don't like trading drilling or oil companies. So just, yeah, I'm going to avoid this one as well. And there's my doorbell. My technician's here, Carlos. I'm going to have to leave the show to you.
Yep, go do your thing, man. No problem. All right, friends, we'll continue here. Let's take a look at the next one. This morning is going to be Baidu. So we have more Chinese tickers. Yeah, we do. We have Baidu. We have Baba on here. So we got Baidu. We got Baba. I don't see any other ones off the top of the list here. TSM, somewhat of a foreign ticker as well. Oh, wow. Look at towards the bottom. This list is getting bigger, and we're starting to see some tech, some semis coming into play here. You got TSM down there. You have MU. You have, CoreWeave's in the tech world as well. And then towards the bottom there, you got Intel. And I mean, everything, Quantum, our usual suspects are down here on this list this morning. They're just getting above, nothing spectacular, but they're getting above that 2% that puts them on this list with the volume higher than 200,000 shares traded. And of course, the ATR has to be above 50 cents. You hit those numbers and you are going to make this gap up or down list going the other way. So again, a lot on here this morning, just hoping that it can trade well. So let's take a look at Baidu, and then we'll take a look at Baba as well and see if there's anything there that we like. Typically, the challenge with these tickers is that they do just this. This is a big gap up today, though, 10% for Baidu. They gap up, and the daily action or down is very, very small. So the intraday action doesn't get a whole lot of volume. They don't move well. Baidu, particularly, not one that I end up watching. Usually, if they're in play, I'm going to look forward to seeing other Chinese tickers in play if there is some Chinese news, right? Baba being my favorite Chinese ticker to trade. I do see a gapping up here, 3%, 665,000 shares traded. Again, whether it's going to run or not, I don't know. We see this a lot where we get the gap up and then the pre-market action doesn't give you a whole lot. So I'm inclined on the day of Fridays on this Friday, right? The week of Fridays on this Friday to put it on my secondary list because, again, I do like this ticker. It's been a while since we traded this thing, so I'm looking forward to it being active. But again, we'll have to see. Baidu has very strong sales number. Yeah, even with that, even with the news, man, I feel like since they're offshore, they get the initial gap up, and this is like the move. Like that's it. We made the move for what this is, and then we might not get a whole lot of activity. That could be different today. We saw it happen 2 trading days ago, right? Right over here, you can see it gapped up and just barely move. So I expect more of that today. You know what? I'll put Baidu on the secondary list as well. I'm not a big fan of it. Might not even stay there. So we'll have to come back to see how it does a little bit later. Let me turn on the list for you guys so you guys can see what's happening so far at the bottom. On our primary, we got nothing, and Baba and Baidu on our secondary list there. All right, let's continue. TradingTerminal.com. Got our scanners here. So here's our gappers list. Heading down, RDW. We'll see what's going on here. I believe this is red something, right? RDW. Yeah, red wire. Yeah, this thing came up sometime last week or the week before, and I did not like it one bit. I don't like it today either for the way I trade, guys. So I'm gonna leave this thing alone. It has 400,000 shares traded here. It is not a low flow, sitting at 77 million shares float. But again, I just don't like the way this thing trades. Lower price stock too, so be careful. I tend to like things a little bit higher, above 20. Below that, it's a little bit tricky. So not going to put this one on the list. Red Cat Holdings, another one that's made our list plenty of times. Yeah, man, this list has a lot of garbage on this list. Right, a lot of garbage on this list. So that's another one that I'm not a big fan of. NBIS also, we've seen it plenty of times before. I don't think not once have I ever had this on my list. Right, foreign ticker, doesn't day trade very well. Volume today 262,000 shares traded. So you could like, I think it's from the Netherlands, this ticker, because again, it's made our list plenty of times. I never watch it. I don't like the price action. I don't like the intraday volume on it either. It's very light. And when you have that, what happens is your price action moves very weird. So with that, I'm going to leave that one alone as well. All right, I'm going to stop here. We'll stop here. Let's skip over to some of the stuff that we do love and have traded recently in the past. Let's go to Quantum first because they're leading the way here. I see we have QBTS. I see Rigetti Spaghetti, MSTR, QUBT. So there's a bunch on here this morning. Let's see if any of these look good today. QBTS being the first one on deck, up 3.4, 627,000 shares traded. And although this is the one moving up, Rigetti is usually one that I like to trade, right? Trades very, very well. So I'm looking at it now, up 2.5. Don't see any real action in the pre-market. Pretty flat for the most part. We're gapped up and just went sideways. Daily looks a little bit better. You see here we're at a very strong support area. I mean, we've been testing this support going back to November, looks like, right? So at least in the recent months here, and we're testing it again now, right? But notice how the bounce is getting a lot smaller. So I don't know. I don't know what that means, but the bounce is definitely getting a lot smaller and smaller. Is this thing struggling here? We're up this morning 2.5. But I gotta say, QBTS does have better volume this morning with 630,000. But RGTI has the better daily. So not sure what to pick. They don't look great. They're not blockbuster. MSRT, very similar to Rigetti, right? The drop here and then just found a level of support. It's been bouncing off of that. Smaller and smaller intraday range there as we get closer to this level of support. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm going to go with QBTS. I'm going to go with this one just because the volume is much higher. But it's not blockbuster, man. I'm going to put it on the secondary for now. We'll come back later and decide if we want to move this up higher or not. So there it is. QBTS is the one I'm going to go with. Yeah, I think so too. I think QBTS is the better one today. But again, we have really great days with Rigetti in the past. And I think out of all of them, I have definitely traded Rigetti more than any one of these. So MSTR is another one you can look at. This one tends to be, again, a little bit more difficult to trade and usually even less volume as far as the intraday goes. All right, continue with our gappers list, friends. So that is that. And then the other one is semis. Let's look at semis. I see MU. I see a TSM on here. So a couple of tickers. Intel is also on deck this morning. Let's start with MU because MU's daily has been really nice. MU has been putting some really good days on here. Lately, it's been a little flat, right? But that's not MU. That's everyone. The whole market's been very difficult to trade. If you guys been here with us the last 2 weeks, if you didn't go away on vacation or something, you've been noticing how difficult the market has been. And we expect the same today. So MU right now up 2.6, 895,000 shares traded. It's going to make me look at NVDA, which I'm probably going to have on deck, 2.5 million shares traded, up 1.4. I do see SMR on here. No, that's not part of that. Let's see. What's the one I saw? Intel. Let's look at Intel, then we'll look at TSM. Intel this morning, we are up 1.2 million shares traded. Again, nothing that I love, friends, on all of these, right? So I don't see anything great on MU. I don't see anything on AMD. So nothing here that looks nice to add on the list. AMD looks great on the daily. I do like what we're seeing here, possible support area that can, break out one way or the other, either up or down. So that's interesting. But man, it's hard to not have NVIDIA as your top one on the list because just the volume, right? Like we are momentum traders, and when you have NVIDIA putting in some good volume and picking a direction, that's usually the difficult part for NVIDIA during this time, the last 2 weeks, it can trade very well. So I'm going to add NVIDIA on the main list. I didn't like the other ones just yet. Maybe a little bit later they'll come alive a little more, and we can start to add some more of them to the list this morning. So NVIDIA for now, and we'll see what else we can pick off this list. Oh, you know which one I forgot? Which is part of the tech thing here is CoreWeave. So if I look at CoreWeave here, again, same thing, slightly up this morning, but really no significant activity on it as well. I know people like this one, so you're probably going to keep an eye on it. If you see something great on it, please let me know, shoot it to me, and we can always take a look at it. All right, back to our list. Let me see, did I miss anything else? I think that kind of covers the majority of the stuff that we like. There's a couple of sectors that we have kind of reviewed already. This list is massive, but again, a lot of stuff is sitting here. If you look at the 3.5 and lower, there's just a lot of tickers in that range that are just barely making our list. They're not really heavily in play. So again, though a lot in the green, not a lot that looks really tradable at the moment, or that I love so far. Let's get to the gap down list. INBS this morning, we are looking at a gap down of 15%, 361,000 shares traded. Very messy on the daily. You can see here, gapped up. Last trading day was, what is today? Today's Monday? No, today's Friday. So it was Wednesday, right? Last trading day was Wednesday, and you can see here, gapped up. Did push high all the way to 13 and slamming back down here to $8. Little volume, guys, 361,000 shares trade. When a stock is doing that much, you got to be careful. It might not trade well today. And second day plays on these low flow stocks under $1 million are very, very difficult. So again, be careful. I'm not going to be watching this. Hard to borrow. You can't short it with Interactive Brokers. We do not have shares for short on that one. All right, that was pretty easy, straight through. Nothing
Hey, Carlos.
significant. Yes, sir. How are you?
Hey,
How's your boiler?
just pop it in for a sec. I got the technician in house here.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to mention the other thing that's happened, by the way, with this new year is there's a big rumor that apparently Saks Fifth Avenue is going to be declaring bankruptcy. It's not a tradable stock, but I wanted to mention because I know you do a lot of your shopping at Saks Fifth Avenue, and I want to make sure that you're able to. You might want to go quick and
Find
get
a
some
replacement?
stuff while you still can. Well, they missed 2 days ago. They missed $100 million debt payment.
I saw that.
And that's got people speculating that they've got financial trouble. Maybe they're just on vacation and they forgot to, sometimes you forget to pay a bill. Now, $100 million bill, that's a big one to forget.
That's a big one. That's
people
a big one.
are thinking that bankruptcy is imminent. So, again, not tradable,
Yeah.
but just for anybody out there, if you got your Saks card and you may want to, go take advantage while you can.
Yeah, go buy those $80 shirts, get in there.
That's right.
Buy them off at 40%. Yeah, I saw that. And what happens is it's the domino effect, right? Once vendors know that you're having financial trouble, what they end up doing is they stop shipments, right? They stop doing shipments. They bring your credit line down to an amount that's like, we're not sending you no more stuff. So now on the stuff that is selling, you can't sell, right? And you're stuck with inventory. So it's just a domino effect, gets really bad. And I think these guys try to get extensions on a lot of their payments. And they did. It worked for a little bit, gave them a little lifeline because people want to, vendors want to see Saks succeed because they want to keep sending money to them. They want to keep making money off the factories and their product. But that's it. It's the end of the rope. The end of the rope is coming up for these guys. So we'll see what happens. All right, friends. Other than that, I think we're pretty set as far as my watches. I got NVIDIA. Of course, I see you guys throwing out Tesla in the chat. We are going to look at that one this morning as well. It will probably be on the list. And again, we're going to be doing what we've been doing just almost all week, just kind of looking at the scanners and seeing what comes up into play today. Here is Tesla, which again was not able to hit 500. So I won that challenge there. 8-ball is going to take a hit for that, but it's okay. 8-ball's like a 60% accuracy, so that's not bad. But yeah, Tesla did struggle quite a bit here. Today's pre-market action looks very good. 1.7 million shares traded. It is up 1.4, so we'll have it on my list. Man, what a tough time it gave us on Friday. It gave me on Friday, not Friday, Wednesday. really tough time. We took a short here. Eventually, I got all out here. Thankfully, I did because it came right back up, and here I would have been stopped out at 455. But then, as Peter mentioned, look at this. You know, why couldn't this happen here, huh? Well, why? But it's okay. Green is green. Not a big celebration green, but we'll take what we can get with this type of market, right? That's the way it's been in the last couple of days here. So I'm going to add Tesla to the list, and we'll go to you guys. What do you guys like this morning? What is on deck for you? And we'll start pulling up some of these tickers. Oklo, I see being mentioned in chat. I have not traded Oklo in some time, so it's been a while since we traded Oklo. And part of the reason is this one here. I mean, are you seeing this? This is brutal. This is you know what? We're gonna roll the first garbage truck of the year on Oklo here, because that is if I don't have my barcode gun scanner, but if I did, I'm sure this would come up as a target item of like a garbage bin from an office or something. But it's really bad. It's really bad. So it's been trading like that. I don't like it, and I'm just gonna leave it alone. So we got our garbage truck emojis in chat here. There it goes. All right, friends. What else? Tesla is good. CORT. Will, we saw that. I think it was last week too, right? No, last trading day. Yes, the big drop down here, down up 3.1 this morning, 216,000 shares traded. I just don't think you're going to get the volume today. For my style of trading, I don't think I'm going to get it. But again, if you like it, put it on deck here. Oops, sorry, I'm not showing you this one over here. I just don't think you're going to get the volume on it. So yeah. Reminds me of Nike. You guys remember Nike had this big drop, and Nike actually closed the gap. Look, not yet, but look at that. It's not far, man. A big drop, and took 2 days here of sell-off, and then slowly but surely did close this gap. Had probably one of the few stocks that ended green on Wednesday. The day off, yes, it's thrown me off. I keep thinking it's like Monday or something, New Year, Monday, but it's Friday. So yes, it is Friday. And last day we traded was on Wednesday. All right, so there we go. But yeah, big day on Wednesday, and then look at that, continues to push higher here. Pretty flat right now, but pretty much closed this gap. Came back pretty aggressive, and it's funny. Peter and I were making fun of this one because we said this news does not seem to justify this gap down. And if you took a swing on that, you definitely are doing well. You're up almost $5 here, so pretty nice. All right, let's continue. So Nike, again, we're talking about Oklo. Court reminds me of the same thing. We saw this last week. Last trading day. So I'm not sure if I'm going to want this one on deck. Second day might be very tough. Again, I think the volume is going to be going back to this normal volume trading here. So it's going to be very tough for my strategy. So I'm going to keep it off just for that. AMD, I did pull up AMD earlier. And I did mention I do like the daily on it. So if you see the daily, the way it's setting up here, you got this nice area of support that's been trying to hold at 215, and it's reflective of the market the last 2 weeks, right? It's just hit a wall, right? Look at the market. Look how beautiful this is. Nice. We're having fun. We're trading. Last 2 weeks we got this, right, on the week of Fridays for the last 2 weeks. So it's been just sideways, and that's pretty much a lot of the tickers that we love to watch. So today, I'm not expecting anything different, to be honest, but we'll be ready if something does come up. It is up 1.8 this morning. It does have 1 million shares traded, so that's nice. So wait and see. I think it's a wait and see stock. I think you put it on your list there. You have the space to. It's not a whole lot that you're watching, that we're watching. That looks great. I think we put it right on here, and we can always just tap into a little bit later, see how is it doing. Let's take a look at Oracle. Oracle, same thing. Again, look at this. Last 2 trading weeks, just sideways, right? So we went from beauty to ugliness. So nothing to see there for right now. What else, friends? And I think that kind of covers anything else. Nope. PLTR. Let's see PLTR. PLTR. Carlos a Barney kind of guy. What's Barney? What is it, like Barney, like the kids Barney? What is that? What is that? Barney's kind of guy. I don't know. All right, IRWD. What's this? We got a hot one today. Ironwood Pharmaceuticals popping here this morning, up 36%, 12.3 million shares traded. guys, be very careful. This is definitely in play. I'm going to put it on the popcorn list because I think it is in play for the morning. But again, careful with these, high flying tickers. They could be very difficult to trade. So again, just be careful. Remember, no halts in the pre-market, so it can't keep going one way or the other. There's no volatility halts in the pre-market. This thing is rocking. What's the news on it? Who mentioned that one? What's the news on this? Anything? Anything? Is the purple dinosaur from 40 years ago? Oh, yeah. We know Barney very well. Of course. Barney, man. Kids love that. It was I Love You, You Love Me song. That was famous when I was growing up. All right. Yeah, high flying, a popcorn ticker. I'm going to leave it there. Again, I'm not going to add it to my main list. I don't think it's something I'm going to be looking at, but it's there for sure. All right, anything else? Barney's. Oh, no, I've seen that high-end store. I'm not a shopping guy, man. I'm not going through the aisles and looking at clothes. I used to do that before when I was in high school, whatever. No, man. If I could order, I'm not like order online. Just order online. Doesn't fit, send it back. But going through, I used to like, which store I like? I like Macy's. I like Macy's because Macy's had the men's section was always so organized. So you can always find what you needed, right? So you just go to Mason 34th Street and everything was just so clean. And I remember I had a girlfriend at that time, man. And then when we go shop in her section, I'm like, how do you guys do it? This is a mess. You can't find your size. The men's area is nice and neat, So, but yeah, it's wild. It's wild. All right, Tesla. I did add Tesla. Oh, you're adding to Tesla. Very nice. Yeah, Tesla's gonna be front and center for me. It's got some good. Wow, 3.5 million. What's going on with the volume on Tesla? Is this Jared trading it? I think it's Jared. Jared, what are you doing? It's a lot of volume in the last couple of minutes here. So, looks really nice. Really, really nice. All right. Hopefully that can give us some action at the market open here on Tesla. But I do like this one. It's been the one to watch for sure. It's been trading better than most of the things on our list this morning. Q4 deliveries report came out. What did we get on the Q4 deliveries? Anything good? Anything good on it? ONDS also has been on the list. This is the one that I think Megan and somebody else were saying that it's going to be hot for 2026, right? So it did gap up on last trading day here. Yeah, it had this one move, and it did move pretty well. Eventually, that died off a little bit. Today, we're up again, 4.7, 2.2 million shares traded. Not the easiest intraday type stock, so I won't have it on my list for those reasons, but definitely want to keep an eye on if you do like this style of trading. But for me, I'm going to keep it off here. How is silver doing? Silver's been making a lot of noise in the last couple of days, up and down. We're back up today. So again, short term, right? Long term, this thing's been hot. It's been just insane how great this thing been, right? So here you got some pullbacks, which I think are truly reasonable. The world is not falling apart, friends, when you move this much in a matter of a year's period. So, you had this huge run up there, and then you kind of gave a little bit back. This is all normal. I think this is all really normal. But yeah, it's up now 4.3. So if you do like this one, you're definitely enjoying yourself if you have a swing or long-term position on it. AVGO, we'll take a look at a few more, then we'll head over to our community event and announcement, what's happening for today as we kick off the first day of 2026. Here it is, AVGO. What do we got going on? How come it's not loading my chart? Oh, because I got the wrong ticker down here. AVGO. There we go. That's the right ticker. We are up 1.8, 638,000 shares traded. I mean, if you look at our gappers list, everything almost looks like this. Right, everything looks like this. If you look at some of the stuff that's between that 2% and 3.5, looks just like this, right? They got the initial gap up. They're just moving sideways, and we got to see at the market open which one is going to get the heavy volume, right? Which is going to actually be in play. BABA is like this. I think MU is pretty quiet right now. Same thing. Like all of them, just up slightly. AMD, every single one of them, they're up between that 2%, 3%, and they're just flat. Besides Tesla, right? Tesla's got some movement here. And look at it go, reacting to those numbers. Wow. Yeah, Tesla's doing very, very nice this morning. So look at that. That'll be front and center for me for sure as we kick off towards the open. All right, friends, let's head over to bearbootraders.com and show you guys what's happening for today. Let's see here, which is Friday. I'm gonna bring this over. Peter's frozen there. He's just hanging out. But if we go back to today is Friday. I'm not sure if this Friday we got the bootcamp prep meeting. I'm not sure if this is taking place. I'll have to confirm with Mike. So if anybody knows in chat, please let me know. But I'm not sure if this is taking place given the type of Friday that it is. But assume it is. So bootcamp prep meeting at 12 this Friday. So be on the lookout for that. More importantly, friends, this deal is still on. It's not gonna be on for long. Eventually, this will hop off here once they it expires. But yeah, 60% off for elite traders. Holiday 60 is the code, and you come down here and get the elite annual at an amazing discount. 60% is the highest discount we do anytime. Doesn't come up often, maybe once or twice a year. But that's the biggest percent off that we do. So if you're interested, take advantage. But if not, if you want to give it a test run, check out the intro membership. $39 gets you in. Onboarding class coming up this Monday with myself at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And Dwayne, get in there, ask questions, and let us know how we can help you out. We'll let you know how you can get started with trading. So definitely check that out. And if you want to get information on trading tools, head over to tradingterminal.com, friends, so you can see everything that is happening here as far as that market atlas and all kinds of other things that are available to you. So year to date, I'm trying to see what this looks like. Look at that. This is the year, which is probably basically all 2025. And just look at the percentages here. This is nice. Can we make this bigger? We can. That's today. It doesn't count. Let's not scare people. Let's see where it is for the year. Here it is. Look at these percentages, man. NVIDIA almost 40, AVGO 50, Apple very nice, Google 65. Man, this is some good numbers. Some real good numbers across the board. Tesla 11, not bad for Tesla coming back there. So yeah, pretty good. All right, friends. So there it is. TradingTerminal.com. Tons of tools for you guys to have it ready. There's Peter. There's Peter. You updated his mugshot. That will wake you up in the morning.
I can't.
So Peter, you are having issues again. And what's the guy? It's the same guy that came back that came last time, or a different guy?
No, a different technician this time, but we're replacing the thermostat again. So well, hopefully this time it'll work. But at least I have heat. I mean, before when I was talking to you, it was freezing in here because the furnace wasn't working either. So the furnace is working. We just can't get it to consistently stay on because the thermostat keeps resetting itself. So, anyways,
ouch! It is brutal. It is cold.
It's
cold.
It's a cold one today. I'm not sure what it's like where you guys are at, but here's the temperature where I am. That's in Celsius, so it's minus 21.
Yeah, it's cold.
It's chilly.
We're at 2019 here. The feel is at like 11. So when you go out, it's you feel it. All right, friends. All right, we are all set. We got plenty of time here. Again, not much coming off this list. I know the gappers list looks massive, but it's pretty light here. So as far as what we like to see, so I only have right now NVIDIA and Tesla. And yeah, let me know if you guys want to look at anything else, but that's pretty much what I have on deck this morning. I might move off some of this secondary stuff from the list up here, like an AMD, maybe a QBTS. I might do that, but for the most part, this is what I'm watching here. All right, everything in is red on TT heat map. Something no, it's if you do the 1 day, it's not updated for the 1 day. So yeah, that's not right. That's got to get up there. It's got to be some timing thing, right? So that's in a day or two, things will get refreshed accordingly. But yeah, I do see that red everywhere there. But yeah, that's not accurate. Give it till later today. It should be all good. All right, or maybe tomorrow. It just needs to kind of reset there. All right. Perfect. Trying to see if anything else. Neo, I see on the scanners here. What is Neo up to? Garbage. Not much there. Up 3.9. But again, this thing doesn't trade well at all anymore. So we'll leave it alone. Do we trade futures? No, I don't trade futures. We got a couple of people in a couple of our members that do trade futures. You got Thor, you got some other people in chat that do trade it. I just stick to equities, man. I did try trading options for a little bit, end of last year and into this year, but again, we went through that story already. It's just very confusing. You gotta learn. You gotta know what you're doing with that stuff, man. You mess up and you're gonna be hurting. But the leverage on it is insane. Like if you learn it and you have maybe a smaller account and you want to try options, the leverage is crazy. So definitely be careful with that stuff. Even like taking one contract, if you put in if you set up a certain way, it can still control a lot of funds. So be very, very careful. Really interested to see what AMD does here. Yeah, I think AMD is interesting. I saw I have it on my secondary. That's what I was mentioning. I might move it up. Pre-market action doesn't look great, but the daily does. The daily does look interesting here. We've been battling this 218 for a while. Actually, probably lower, around 216.70. We're higher now. We're above that. But will be interesting to see when the volume comes in if it wants to do something different today. Aren't options like more risky than day trading? I think the risk is the same, man. I think listen, if you don't have good risk management or you don't know what you're doing, I think you can get in trouble. With equities, you could blow up. With options, you could blow up. Forex, with any vehicle, you can blow up. It all depends how you set up your risk and how you manage it, and you just got to know what you're doing. Now, I think that options are a little bit more difficult, so it's easier for people to find it riskier because they don't know what they're doing, right? Like when I was trading, I'm like, what? I really don't know what I'm doing when it comes to trading options, so I'm gonna stop. So I did stop. And I just got to get familiar with the process, with all these things that are involved with it. So I think the risk is the same. I think the learning curve is just very different than it is for trading equities. Same thing with low flows. Like I talk, we tend to not trade low flow tier, but low flows are not bad. We know some low flow traders are really, really good at what they do, right? But the learning curve is a lot different, and I think when you make mistakes with low floats, the pain is a lot higher. The threshold is very, 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 very short, man, when it comes to low floats and making mistakes. So just got to be careful. Let's see here. All right, what else we have going on, friends? I see some people are putting in their lists already. So very light list so far. I see Gary has Tesla and NVIDIA only, very similar to what I have on my list as well. Nathan, Nathan does futures. He'll be on today. He might be on today at 11. So you can chat with him. Eamon looking at AMD. A lot of people looking at AMD. So yeah, I might just move AMD up and make it my third ticker here this morning on AMD. So I might do that. And yeah, that's my list, friends. I don't really have a whole lot that looks awesome, but that's what I'm gonna go with this morning. And we are live on X. Good morning, you guys on X. Happy to have you guys here as we stream both on X and YouTube. If you haven't done so already, friends, on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. It does help us out a ton. I don't even have the YouTube. I have the chat up, but I don't have the YouTube likes up, so I don't know where we're sitting at. But I know it's low. So hit the thumbs up. Help us get higher. I know it's low. All right. Tesla. Yeah, Tesla is good. Just checking to see if I missed any messages. BYD overtakes Tesla as China reshapes the global EV race. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But takes over what, Dan? Takes over in China, right? That's what you're saying? Of course, in China, right? So that will make sense. Oh, look at Tesla. So we went up and we're right back down now. So very, very interesting. Good volume. This is going to be hot today. This is going to be really nice. This is going to be my main focus. Going to be this this Tesla trade. So if you took it long here, you got a nice move. You got a $5 pop, literally. And if you're waiting for a short, hopefully your timing was right, and you got a $6 drop at this point. So hopefully you timed that correctly if you trade in the pre-market. So I'll be looking for that at the market open today. Amazon is sliding, yeah, a little bit, little slide here. Nothing's crazy yet. If you look at the daily, same thing as many tickers, just that sideways action we've been getting for the last 2 weeks. We need this. This is where we make money. We don't make money here, at least not the way I trade. You don't make money here. You get some stabs, but you really don't make money here. So we need the markets to move. We need this movement to come back. And if you look at again, as I mentioned before, look at AMD, same thing, great movement. This is like the line here. This is like the line, like December 19 or something, right? Good movement, bad movement. So we need to get back to that. And a lot of tickers have been just like that, right? I'm used a little bit more, a little bit less, just over here. But again, we need to get back to that movement that allows us to get the continuation move. So that's what we need here. Let's see what else, friends. What else we have on deck? I am ready. Good morning over there. Shavaka ready. Good morning. Reminder, guys, we're going to give another funded account away. So every single day we're giving away a funded account from Trading Terminal right here on YouTube. So right around right before 11 or so, we'll be giving that funded account away. So make sure you stick around for that. And yeah, we got a couple of winners that got their funded account. So good luck to you guys. But again, every day we'll give it away for our Lambos and Garbage Truck members. So if you want to join, you can do so. Head over to bearwithtraders.com/YouTube or youtube.com/bearwithtraders, and you're going to see this join button. Click on that, become part of the Lambos and Garbage Truck family, and you enter the giveaway when we do it later by doing our hashtag when we let you know. So, all right. All set here. Coin. Someone mentioned coin. Yeah, coin is dropping a bit as well. Hood is another one that kind of moves. Yeah, it seems like everything is sliding a little bit. Heavy. I'm going to keep a heavy eye on the SPY and the Qs. I mean, just a lot of stuff is probably going to be moving with the overall market. The SPY is pretty much slightly green today, not really doing anything. Again, here's the gap up that a lot of stocks are enjoying this morning, which is here, right? That's where you see the gap is between 3 and 2, between 3% and that 2% is heavy. This is the gap up that they're enjoying, and we'll see where this market is going to take things next, right? Are we going to drop or hold here? Either way, I think some of these tickers are going to be reacting to that. So, Beth, Happy New Year's to you. BTC is only consolidating this week, though. What is Bitcoin doing? What's the price of Bitcoin? Let me look it up. Because I don't have I don't know what the ticker is for DAS. You guys know what the ticker is for DAS for Bitcoin? 88. All right, so 88. So it's just maintaining. So it's not really doing it. It's just kind of maintaining. All right, it's not really dropping or going crazy. So that's good. It's not bad. Look at Google. Let's take a look at Google and what that's doing. Normally, they don't get great volume pre-market unless they have some kind of news. And again, we're not seeing anything now. Again, it's just similar to everything we've been seeing, right? It's just the initial pop and just sideways. So nothing great right now. We'll have to wait and see how this goes a little bit later. Cup of sugar to get to the moon. This is a great name. What is this? 3.5 cups of sugars to get to the moon. Is that on the coffee? Is that straight? What kind of sugar are we talking about here? Because to get to the moon, you're going to need more than regular Domino sugar. You're going to need a little extra spice on that. But welcome to the Lambos and Garbage Truck family. We appreciate you joining. It's good to have you. Is Tesla not doing good? Yeah, Tesla. Man, Tesla, yeah, it's not doing well here, friends. Dropping towards that 455 area, 454. But again, we just need it to move. We don't care if it goes up and down. I know some people prefer if it goes higher or lower, depending on your trading style. But we normally trade both sides of the field here. So as long as it moves in the market open, should be good for us. But look at their day. Their daily's hurting here. Everything is just red. Red. We're gapping up here. Are we going to end red? So we'll see. Almost 9.5 minutes to the market open. And we'll see how Tesla does. That's what I'm going to be paying attention to today. and just hopefully we can get one really good trade and be done to kick off the new year. And just a reminder, guys, I know a lot of people might be starting their live trading now, right? So it's kind of kicking the new year. One day does not determine the entire trading career or the entire year. So if you do bad today, do not force yourself in trying to make a green trade, because these days that we're trading in right now are not the easiest. I'm not saying they're not tradable, they're just not the easiest, right? And whether they're a great day or not, your career is not determined by one single trade. It's determined by a set of trades, the month, the quarter, right? I mean, just don't focus on one individual day. That's a big mistake, right? And I done it. I'm saying that because I done it. I hate red days. I used to hate them when I started. I'm like, oh my god, red day, red week. That's it. My whole career is over. I'm a failure. No. It's not the way it works, right? So be very careful with that type of mindset. Um, all right, friends. I see watch lists. Let's go over those, and then we'll let Andrew and Brian do their thing in chat. Here we have Jared. He's looking at Tesla, AMD, and NVIDIA. He also has silver. No, not silver. SLS. I'm not sure what that is. IRWD, which is hot this morning, spiking up pretty good there. Gary's looking at Tesla and NVIDIA. Nate, as I mentioned earlier, futures. He does trade futures, so if you're interested in futures at 11 a.m., definitely hang out with him. He's looking at the Magnificent Seven and AMD. Eamon looking at AMD for today. I also have AMD on my list. Brian, Tesla, NVIDIA, AMD, Rocket Lab, SPYs, and the Qs. Pretty much the usual suspects that we've been watching lately have been getting the most volume. And Andrew as well, going with a very usual suspects list here. Tesla, NVIDIA, AMD, and POTR. I mean, that is as usual suspects as it gets right there. So, friends, there you have it. I'll leave you with Andrew and Brian over in chat. We're going to continue. Let me check one thing. SLV looks good. Yeah, look, if you like to trade SLV, SLV's been great, especially the last couple of days. It's been really good. So if you like it, I normally don't trade it, but if you like it, yeah, put it on your list. I think silver is good. There's some other silver type tickers you can look at, like AG doesn't look great actually, but there's some other ones that you can look at aside from that one. But yeah, it does look good. So take a look at it. GLD is the other one.
GLD is the one I look at for gold.
For gold,
GLD
okay,
for
yeah,
gold and
yeah,
SLV for silver. But yeah, I don't typically trade them, but
yeah,
they're there,
yeah.
as you say.
Yeah, they're there. Be careful, GLD, man. This thing could move. Look at this. This is some good moves as far as dollar wise. So be careful with the number of shares.
Yeah.
All right, friends, take care. Trade safe. We'll see you guys a little bit later. Andrew and Brian in chat, and we'll wish you guys a first New Year's trading day. All right, have a great day.
Exactly. Welcome to 2026, everyone.
Yeah. All right, friends. We'll continue here in chat. Do-do.
All right, everybody.
There it is, Peter. And Peter, I think I got your screen fixed now. Let's test it.
Was my screen broken?
Yeah, on my end. The link was broken on my end. Yeah, so I'm gonna fix it now when I got you here live. So let's see. Yeah, something happened where I somehow closed your box, and
Oh,
yeah, it was
yeah,
weird.
that
It never
happens.
happens. Yeah, and I get it fixed now. So let's get this lined up. All right, and then we can fix that later. Okay, there it is. So we have it all set up for now. If you want, Peter, I can zoom in. Well, you know what? No, I'll leave it like that because sometimes you want to show your entire screen when you're showing something. So we'll leave it like that for now. All right, perfect. All right, there's Andrew in chat. Happy New Year's, everyone. Happy New Year's to Andrew, Brian, leading our chat this morning. And I'm gonna get my list together here. Oh.
Yeah, I got to get mine together as well. But as you said,
Yeah.
it's going to be a lot of the usual suspects. I think that's the best way to go on this type of day, and anticipate some choppy movement. So I think it's going to be pretty late trading today. I mean, who knows? You never know, right? That's why we do this, because you
Mm-hmm.
just never know when the big opportunity is going to present. But um,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, I think I got everything set. Main list. I feel like I'm missing. Did I miss a ticker? I have NVIDIA, Tesla, and AMD. I took AMD from the bottom, moved it up. I feel like I thought I had something else. Um, on the primary list, but maybe not. Guys, remember if I said something maybe that I forgot to add? Usually I do that. I'll say, oh, I'll add this when I forget to actually type it. Now I can't remember. I thought I had something. I thought I had four, but maybe not.
mm, I don't know.
Yeah, don't know. But we'll go what we have.
I think
That
Tesla
works.
and NVIDIA look like the two most active here this morning. NVIDIA actually has pretty good volume, and so does
Yeah, three
Tesla,
million.
actually, for that
Yeah,
matter. Four and a
yeah.
half million
Tesla
on
with their
Tesla. So,
delivery numbers got going. At 9, really got going. Popped up, came back down, and um,
hmm
again that looks pretty active. So we'll see. MU. Yeah, the only two I like are really Nvidia and Tesla right now. So that's where I'm gonna be putting my all my focus in this morning. Well, majority of my focus.
Micron, you like MU? MU just popped up, but I don't know.
Yeah, look at Nvidia go here. Minutes before the market open, Nvidia's doing some stuff. Got my market atlas all set. Yeah, yeah. No, I expect it to not be anything crazy. We'll hopefully find an opportunity. But yes, I expect it to be just like the way we've been describing, the way Peter's been mentioning. Week of Fridays on a Friday, um, and back to normal trading hopefully next week. So let's see. Let's see if you never know. We're here. You know,
Which,
we place ourselves here,
yeah.
and we make ourselves available. If it's there, we take it. If it's not, we come back. We come back next week. That's it. That's all that you're required to do.
Which means we'll say it right, and we'll say it one last time for everybody, right? Don't force a trade. Today's not the day to think you're going to make it big. It might happen, but you can't assume that it's going to happen. So don't force anything. If you don't find something you like, don't be afraid just to sit and watch. It's a good learning
Yeah.
opportunity, right? No point throwing away your money if you don't have to. All right, we're within a minute here.
Yes. Yes. Oh, let me save this
NVIDIA
layout.
looks like it's
Save,
getting some
save.
momentum here.
Mhm.
I think, like you said, Tesla looks like it's poised to move after the open. So we'll see what happens.
Quickly here, Intel. Yeah, Intel's another one. I usually tend to go with like AMD and some other semis. But Intel is moving with the Nvidias and everything else here. 10 seconds to open, friends. But you could watch it if you like that. I'd rather pick MU and Tesla, AMD and Tesla.
Yeah, 3 seconds. Market's opening now. Here we go. Let's see. Where are we going?
All right, first bell of the
Oh
year.
my
Let's
goodness, what
rock
the
and roll,
heck?
baby. Let's see. See what we got here. Oh, AMD. Wow, nice.
Yeah, AMD got a big pop. Yeah.
Intel, all semis. I'm even looking at Intel. All semis are not all, but yeah, semis are feeling it today.
All right. Well, no
Tesla.
open trade for me. Let me go see how my
Let's
heat's
see
working.
here. Yeah, go for it,
No
man.
open trades. No open trades here for me, so that's
All
okay.
right.
Opportunities will happen later if they do.
Yes, yes. All right, we'll continue here and see what we get. Dum, dum, dum. Tesla's looking interesting above the V. I think Tesla might be a nice 1 minute ORB long, but this 1 minute was really weird. So don't really have 1 minute bar. It's just it's just a wick. It's just a wick. Body's non-existent there. Close right where it opened up on this candle. So nothing to see there. Not looking weak. So we just gotta wait and see what it does. Yeah, these things are gone. I mean, once I saw AMD doing what it's doing, Intel same thing. I mean, there's I don't have a setup here to trade. So if you do like the 1 minute ORB, maybe you could do that, or any momentum play where you got in based on momentum, you could trade this. I don't have that strategy, so that's why you don't see me jumping into these, because I don't have a strategy to trade something when it does this, right? But they're rocking this more. Look at it go here. And then what happens is if it keeps going like this, then it becomes difficult for a 5 minute RB because it's too extended. So I'm hoping that, hey, do this, come back down, settle down here a little bit, then push up so I can join for a 5 minute RB breakout. That'll be nice. Or show me some weakness, go below the VWAP, then show me a 5 minute RB down. That could be nice too. So that's kind of the setups I'm looking for here on the first couple of minutes, or even a VWAP breakdown, right? Break the VWAP, retest, and go down. I join there for sure. So a couple of strategies we're looking for here. Waiting for those setups to appear. Look at Tesla back below the VWAP. Looks weak, friends. Looks very weak here. That would have been a great entry. Look at that selling pressure there. That's nice. See if it comes back up and retest. We got 2 minutes to the 5 minute mark here. Let's see what Tesla wants to do. We'd love to see a retest of the VWAP and then back down. That would be the perfect entry for me. So looking forward to that on that one. Yeah, weakness on the overall market, pulling things lower. Q's and SPY, I do see that. Yep, I do see that. So you got that weakness. AMD doesn't care though. AMD's like, I'm going long. And still pushing higher. Look at that pullback. So it's Intel and NVIDIA as well. All semis, at least the ones I have here, very strong. Andrew is long. 1 minute ORB, that's the way to trade that. 1 minute ORB right here is his entry. I'll show you a little bit later. He's trading in chat. You guys can check him out there. But entry right here for the 1 minute ORB breakout, and he's parceling into 191. It's $1 plus $1 so move there. So sweet. Tesla, pull back, Tesla. Come on. This is a good short. Tesla is weak. Ah, man, this is not doing what I want. AMD settling down a little bit here. Intel looks like it wants to go higher. Okay, here's Tesla pulling back a little bit. That's good for us. That's good. Want to see that bounce and then weakness again. Let's see if we can get it. So Tesla's setting up there. Come on, Tesla. Yeah, see that, Andrew. Your NVIDIA is awesome right now. So another partial for Andrew on NVIDIA. So Andrew's trading NVIDIA. Lovely there, friends. So pretty nice. Okay. Not enough pullback. Not enough to join the party. Damn. Sammy's is where it's at today. But I'm not seeing a trade for me here. No, it's gone. NVIDIA long. I don't know, man. You know what? I didn't pull up Atlas. So I don't. Let me get all the information, but it looks so weak to me. So, but again, trade your plan because I don't have Atlas. I didn't have Atlas up. I have it now. See how it looks here, Tesla. Uh, no, Tesla on Atlas looks. It looks more bearish, Ben. I see it more bearish. And let's make sure we're talking about the same thing. We're talking about Tesla, right? Oh no, you're talking about NVDA. NVIDIA. Yes, NVIDIA is long. Oh, sorry. You're talking about Tesla. Yeah, no, NVIDIA is long. Yeah, yeah. Okay, good. We're talking about the same ticker, but no. You are right. NVIDIA is much different. Tesla does look weak though. Like if you look at this Atlas here, this is just weakness right now. And I'm just waiting for a pullback so I can join the party. No. We're talking about the same, different things. Mali Media, Motorsport. Oh no. We're good. We're good. We're on the same page now. Oh man. All right. It is what it is. Nvidia. Wow, look at Nvidia go, friends. To the moon. To the moon. Beautiful 1 minute ORB. If you do trade that, 1 minute ORB. That's where Andrew took it. Tesla pulling back. AMD consolidating nicely here. Could be a good long. Could be a good long if it decides to shoot up higher. Intel pushing higher as well. Let's take a look at our. Oh, look at QBTS. Fell apart. Baba, nothing, garbage. Baidu, garbage. And look at IWRN, man. Now it's pushing higher here. This is the one that was our popcorn ticker for today. Look at this thing go. Careful, guys. Careful. I don't have the flow in front of me for this one, but, lower price stock. And I can imagine it's a very low flow. So, but rocking this morning, as you see here. Use caution. All right. AMD, Tesla. Wow. I really think Tesla's going to go lower. I'm going to take a short on Tesla. Short Tesla. I think the Atlas is extremely weak here. Let's see if we could break the low of the day. So 452.30. I might not get a lot on this. This is not one of my typical trades, so I'm just trading it off the Atlas and seeing the weakness. So I want to see a flush very quickly towards
what are we doing here?
452. Yeah, short Tesla.
That's not
Yeah,
a typical trade for you.
not a typical
All right.
trade. No. And I'm heavy. I'm relying heavy on the Atlas here. So let's see if the Atlas is gonna deliver.
Okay.
So yeah, it looks so weak, man.
All
I
right.
think we're gonna go lower. So I'll be very aggressive with my partials here and probably my stop as well. So let's see. Looks very, very weak here. All right, Tesla. Man, I wish I would have had my entry. I wanted to go in here, but I was looking for a better pullback, better entry to the VWAP. Never got it, man. Never got it. FOMO? No FOMO, man. I honestly think, although it's not my typical entry, I honestly believe, or the signals are telling me this is gonna be short. Like everything is showing how weak it is, right? Now I wish I had a better entry. Don't get me wrong, but it's just, man, this thing looks like it's gonna fall apart. So, let's see if it gets to 451. We got orders at 451. We'll love to get there if we can.
Yeah, big orders at 450 if it can get
Yeah.
down there.
Let's bring Peter into action here. Were the numbers that bad for these guys? Delivery numbers bad, and there's nothing towards the
I
upside.
don't
So let's see.
actually. Let's look at the delivery numbers. I've
Yeah,
been
how were
stepping
they?
away here. Let's see here. Wow, I thought maybe it's just Carlos. It's just comparison because Tesla apparently has now lost the global EV title to BYD. China's BYD is
Yeah,
BYD reported higher deliveries in the year than Tesla did so it's the
globally.
first time globally. Yeah, well,
Wow,
yeah,
that's interesting.
globally for Tesla. Remember, BYD is well. I mean, I guess they do have global sales. They just don't have North American sales.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So
That's pretty big then if it's globally. If it's in China,
yeah,
I expect them to have that title all the time, but globally is very interesting, you know?
yeah.
So,
I think it's more the concern. Like European sales continues still to be low for Tesla.
right.
Apparently, like European registrations for Tesla vehicles overall dropped 66%. It was 71% in France. But then you get
Hmm.
a hot spot like Sweden, where it jumped up 89%. So
Mm,
it's a little bit all over the place. So
okay, okay.
yeah.
Okay, friends. All right, all right. Partial here. Big partial here. Come on. Oh, seriously? You're not gonna film me?
Oh,
Oh,
bro.
that is not even fair, man. What? How that happen?
Oh, look at that. You didn't even get
Oh,
filled.
that is BS. Come on, you gotta get me. That never happens on
Wow.
Tesla.
Yeah.
That
Look at
never
that.
happens on Tesla. Come on.
Did you go right? Did you try and go right for the whole dollar? Is that what
No,
happened?
no, no. No, I
Come on.
hit my market limit order.
Here you
Like,
go. You should get
come
filled. You
on.
should get
Gotta
filled
get,
now.
there it
Come
is.
on.
Oh,
Let's.
that
Yeah.
would have
Did you
sucked.
get filled?
I got filled. I got filled.
Uh,
Oh,
okay.
that
Okay.
would,
Okay. Good.
oh
Good.
my goodness. See, I expect that on BS tickers, that the spread is crazy, but Tesla, come on. Liquidity is great on Tesla. You don't expect that. All right, here we go. Not on a
Mm.
marketable limit order. You know what it is? My range is tight. It's like 3 cents, like plus or minus 3 cents, long or short, whatever.
Uh,
So
yeah.
maybe I just fell right out of that. The timing just right out of that, probably. All right, so we'll see. See
Yeah.
if we can get anything lower
But
on our buddy
you got
Tesla.
your fill, so that's good.
Yes, yes,
Did you
yes.
get filled under 451 in the end, or just out of
No,
curiosity?
no, no. It was right above it. It was right above it.
Okay.
So even though it went lower, it still just filled me at where the order was.
Mm.
Uh, all right, here we go. Well, yeah, technically I bought, but when you're short, you're not really buying.
I
No,
mean,
you are buying. You're covered. Yeah,
you
you are
are
buying.
buying, yeah.
You are buying, but it's I'm covering. I'm covering. So hopefully that
Okay.
that explains it. Yes, I
Yeah.
am buying. I
I
am
mean,
a buyer. Mhm.
the the action is the same, I guess. So.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I tried to explain to someone I didn't know some years ago, and I didn't understand it myself too well either. How can you short something you don't have? I knew about shorting it
Yeah.
after I read Andrew's book and joined the community, but then I tried to explain to someone shorting, and they was like, "But you don't have
Yeah.
these shorts? So how do you do that?" And I was like, I couldn't explain to them, so I had to actually go into YouTube
Uh,
and find explanation. I found a great video about the sugar. I don't know if you ran into that video too, but it's a great video. I think it's
uh,
by Think or
sugar?
Swim. Yeah, about borrowing sugar. So let's see here, friends. Hold on.
Uh,
Uh,
I I like the I usually use a car analogy myself when I'm trying to explain
hmm
it. So I
Yeah.
usually say it like this. So Carlos, if I'm gonna go borrow, I want to borrow your car, right? I
hmm
say, hey Carlos, can I borrow your car for the day? And you say, yeah, sure. Here's the keys. And while I have your car, I go and sell it to someone else because
hmm
I think across town I can buy another car for cheaper, and you won't know the difference. Exactly like yours, same make, same model, same
Yep.
mileage. So I run across town and I buy another car for like $400 cheaper, and I give you your car back, and you don't know the
Yep.
difference. You got a new car, but I
Yep.
get to keep the difference between what I sold your car for and what I bought the other one for, which was whatever, a couple $100, let's say. So
Yep.
that
Yep.
that's short selling. Now, because all
Yeah.
stocks are indistinguishable, nobody knows the difference. But that's
Yeah.
basically it. So because you're just
So
borrowing
the,
it
the
from
same the same thing with the sugar, right? You go to a neighbor, you
yeah
borrow a bag of sugar, whatever, and you do the same thing. You go, hold it for a while, you sell it, you bring it back to sugar, and it's the same idea. And where you're borrowing
Yeah.
from is these
Yeah.
institutions that hold the whole, millions of stocks for they're usually long-term stuff, mutual funds. That's how they make money too. Like the market makers, they make money from lending you these stocks, right? So, and they're thinking long-term, and they're not thinking the couple of seconds, minutes we're gonna have it here.
Carlos, now you're
Oh
getting
yeah,
you're
yeah,
below
yeah. Now, yeah,
450 now.
now I did take a
So
an
your
early
short worked
partial.
out.
Yeah, it worked out pretty good, man.
I see that.
I did not think it was gonna get red. I thought we were gonna get just like a 451 type thing, but I'm gonna take another partial here, guys. In case the previous day close is gonna be a pain in our behind here, we're gonna take a partial there. So, there it is. Very, very nice. Tesla trading very well today. Awesome stuff. Is NVIDIA still going higher? NVIDIA? Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
look
is.
at that.
I mean,
It did,
made a move
but
back to the VWAP.
yep.
It came back to the VWAP, bounced, and then back at a high day. Now, this is
Mm.
not a huge range for Nvidia, right? So
Yeah.
compared to how it can move, but still, it's a good sign that it's pushing higher.
Yeah, yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Wow. Look at it go. All right, Tesla, as I suspected, this previous day close might be an issue, because we are down quite a bit from the market open. Oh, what do we have here? Let's see here. Wow, that's an aggressive pullback. I'm glad I took these partials. We're back to my break even that quickly. Look at that. So I'll get out of break even. Yeah.
In less than 1 minute, it's pretty much come all the way back.
I know what it took to happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost 8 minutes. Gave it back in one. Yeah, I'm out of it, guys. I don't have a lot left anyway, so there's no point in holding here, and try to get lower. So we'll take everything off here. And again, beautiful trade on Tesla for what it was, because I did not expect this. I was looking more to like get something 451, which we did, and then this extra here was really nice. So entry was not great. I wish my entry was higher. Wow. That would allow us to survive this pullback, really, if it's gonna be weak. Yeah, oh wow, look at Apple. Dang.
I know Apple's.
Wow, it's a beautiful 5-minute ORB right at VWAP too. That is a clean 5-minute ORB. Look at this, guys. 5-minute ORB, and it happens right at VWAP. I mean, that is, it's very nice.
I hope John. I don't know if John is out there trading. This would be his signature move.
Yeah. NVIDIA, beautiful. Intel semis are just on it, man. Semis today, they're doing their thing. They're doing very, very well this morning. You got Intel, you got AMD, you got NVIDIA, and you also, I think, even MU, right? Even MU, you guys mentioned, yeah, MU is rocking too. Wow. Very, very nice. Tesla, yeah, Tesla here. It might come back down and retest this previous day close, but again, my entries was not higher, so I had to get out of it. I can't hold through this pullback. Tesla long. You know what? If you're playing it off the previous day close, Ben, yeah, why not? I mean, this is a great level to play it off a reversal, right? And you got a couple of levels. You got another one. Looks like might be this dotted line for me is. Hold on, it's got to be the highs and lows for a trading day or something. Let's go back over here. Yeah, the lows from last trading day, Wednesday. You got the previous day close, low from there. So yeah, if you're gonna play I don't trade that strategy, but I know people love trading the bounce off the previous day close, especially when you drop so much. Look how much you dropped, right? And look at that.
What a bounce back, eh?
Yeah,
That's
yep.
amazing.
And if you look at Atlas,
Uh-huh.
like I took this trade. I took this trade on Atlas. Like I put a lot of weight on Atlas, guys. And if you looked at it at that time, it was all heavy down here, and now it's kind of flipped. Right now, you didn't have all these orders up here when I took this trade. It was empty, completely empty. Kind of like the way it looks for the downside, right? But even worse. So I put a lot of weight on the supply and demand here, and it did work out. And now you're seeing it bullish, like it's changing now. Clearly, yeah, clearly bullish at the moment. So at VWAP. And Peter, no trades for you yet? I mean, it's probably hard for you to take a trade and have to walk away, right?
Yeah, I've been
So
pretty distracted today, so
Yeah.
yeah, but nothing for me.
Okay, makes sense. Go hit on NVIDIA, very nice. Yeah, NVIDIA was a decent trade, great trade, great trade. We are trading equities. We do equities for the most part. Me and Peter are equity traders. We don't do options. There's other people in the community and even here in chat that do options, but we for the most part are equities traders. Like I was mentioning earlier, I did try options. It's not my thing. Nothing wrong with it. I just need to learn more about it, and yeah, it's just not what I'm into right now. I do this in a little bit of swing trading and investment, like long-term swing trading, right? And not even that much. Tesla VWAP breakout, Peter? Well, what are we thinking here?
I mean, it hasn't confirmed yet, right? So needs to retest.
Thanks, Peter. What we're thinking. Put the Peter emoji in chat.
Yeah.
All right.
Pullback on Apple hit the high, hesitated here. Good.
And you're still long NVIDIA. Good for you, man. You got in early. You got in like around maybe a little bit after Andrew. Oh, you got back in based on Atlas. Yeah, Atlas is, yeah, it's going to do that. It's going to help you make those decisions.
Yeah, see, that's why you got to wait for the confirmation at VWAP.
Yeah.
If you're thinking it's going to be breaking out, Tesla's back down.
Yeah.
This is the type of thing.
And this is tough too, Peter, because for example, like, do you consider this a breakout candle? Like, you know, like it's not really. It's like right on it. I don't know. It's borderline.
Right. Right.
So I don't know if I would consider that like you know. Go ahead.
Right, but we have to remember one of the reasons why we like Tesla is because, I mean, it gets good movement, it gets good volume, but it also obeys a lot of levels that we watch.
Yeah.
And that's important, right? I mean,
That's
look at
true.
the previous day close. Look at how well it bounced off that previous day close. We have the VWAP for a reason. Look how nice it obeys it sometimes. So you got to. This is why we have these strategies that have signals that says we're looking for a confirmation on the signal before you jump in, because you didn't want to the risk is on Tesla. You're going to do something like, all right, I think it's going to go long at VWAP. So you go long early and then you get stopped out because look, it just bounced off it. Then you're like, okay, well, now it's a short. Let me go short. And you're going to go short on Tesla, right? And you could get stopped out again if it comes back and retest. So like, don't put yourself in a situation where you're just going to get caught in something that's just bouncing around a range or, obeying the technical signals. So, figure out what they represent first. Then you can worry about taking your strategy trades.
Yeah.
So Apple hit high of 270. It didn't quite get to 278, but close. So now it's just taking a pause. And yeah, see, look at Tesla. See, this is what Tesla does, right at VWAP.
Yeah, Tesla did
no confirmation.
Did reject. No confirmation. We might get it later, right? Still very, very early, guys. Not even 10 o'clock yet.
Yep.
So patience. So much better. This is one of the better trading days in the last 2 weeks of Fridays, right?
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks of Fridays. So this has been a much better day.
Yeah.
And look at it. I mean, the semis, my friends. Intel MU, AMD, NVDA, all just rocking this morning. So really, really good. Let me show you what Andrew did today. Here is Andrew's trading. Just as we suspected, he added right where, oh man, right where I thought he would. Right? I'm like, Andrew's adding
Just
here.
as we suspected.
Just as we suspected.
Yeah.
Doesn't take a rocket science. Andrew's trading is very simple and easy. Here it is. Long, partial, added, of course. I didn't expect this one though, but this one here, I expected this. This add, yes. Look at that. Add, partial, and waiting for
Well, yeah.
193. I mean, doesn't get more textbook than that.
Yeah, he got out.
Oh, he dug it out and then got back in. Is that how it is? Okay, yeah. All right.
Oh, because I'm not sure, but there's a
he might have. You know why? Because
right there at the VWAP, right?
Because he added here, so that did move his average up after parceling. So that makes sense. Getting out, yeah, that might make sense. Yeah, he'll explain it later. But this is textbook trading, guys. This is textbook trading. I mean, it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Guys, check out our chat. You can see Andrew and Brian trading live, which they're two really amazing traders. You can see them trade the open. Head over to bearwithtraders.com. You can do an intro membership for $39. It gets you in for a whole week. So check that out. And I keep thinking today's Monday. I was going to invite you to the onboarding class tonight, but no, onboarding class on Monday. All right, we're off next 2 days, weekends, of course. So onboarding class on Monday. We'd love to have you there at 8 p.m. Me and Dwayne will take you through everything BBT related, trading, expectations, all that fun stuff. So join now if you want to join us then. As Intel pushes a new high of day. Just awesome. Awesome. NVIDIA could not get back above the VWAP, struggling. We're starting to see a little bit of weakness with the semis, right? A little bit. So MU, you see here kind of doing some sideways action, right? Struggling. Intel, not yet. Intel still pushing. QBTS, wrapping itself around the VWAP. Baba coming alive. Breaking out 153 from the previous high of the day here, 153.40. Oh man.
Oh, I took Baba off my charts here. Let's put it back.
I mean, it hasn't done anything until now. Yeah, it's been pretty bad, but now and even now it's like it's doing it with not a whole lot of volume. So I wouldn't trust the breakout, but I'm hoping we can see something good out of it. Okay, QBTS, MU. Looking for my next trade, friends. But I don't see it yet. So we'll see where the next trade ends up. Maybe Baba above the VWAP. If we can consolidate here, regain the strength, get above the VWAP. Atlas is looking. Where I had it. It's looking okay. It wasn't looking. There it is. Yeah, it's looking pretty balanced out on Tesla right now. I find it, pretty balanced at the moment. So hard to tell which way he wants to go here. We'll see. Oh yes, POTR. A couple of people are watching POTR. Wow, beautiful sell-off. Nice rejection from the VWAP right back down. Did you guys trade that? That's a very clean chart on POTR. This is what I love. This is the type of stuff I want to see, man. Stocks moving up or down, just movement, man. This is where we excel in our craft, my friends. Oh, yes. This is starting off the year properly. Intel once higher. Still on my still no my go hit. What? I'm sure there's still no. My go hit mandatory break. Not to think I'm going in God mode. Oh, okay. So you did good. You're taking a break after you did good. All right, that's good. Right? You don't want to act like you're unstoppable or invincible, or that you got the Midas touch. We don't have the Midas touch, right? So you gotta be careful.
CoreWeave is moving higher.
Yep. Yeah, all these tech companies, except Quantum. Except Quantum. Looking at my watch list, QBTS is the only thing red. I mean, Tesla's barely green, but everything else. I mean, seriously, everything else is green. Baidu, Baba, MU up 7%, Intel 8%, AMD 6%, NVIDIA 3%. Tesla's up. Oh, Tesla's moving, almost up 1% now. But QBTS is down 0.5%. So green, green, green. Here's Tesla back at the V up again. All right, now we might get a good breakout candle. Let's see if it closes nicely. If we get our pullback, let's see if we get all the signals that can help us with a long. Atlas is still not giving us any big
And
signals.
yeah, Apple's retesting the high here.
Mm. Oh yeah.
It's just we'll see if it can go higher or not.
All right. Let's see here.
All right, I'm happy that now I can focus on trading. I got my heat hopefully back. Technician's gone. Filled out his little online survey to help him out.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Hopefully we're good to go.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Peter, you remind me of my employees. I have to remind them gently to get off the phone and help customers. Oh man, I could
Yeah,
not be. I
and
could not
like
be a
your employees, I'm
manager.
sure
Yeah.
we've always got an excuse, but yeah, I was.
But yeah. I was manager for when did I became? I was there for 12 years. I was manager for probably 5 or 6. Um,
Uh,
Starting like a supervisor, but I cannot imagine managing people now, man. I
mm.
oh no. I'll be in the HR
you
office
know,
more
it's
often than I would like.
You know what? You know
Oh
the funny thing is, I was a manager a long time ago, Carlos, and then I
yeah.
became like I was a senior executive for quite a number of years, for almost 20 years. And then after I retired from that, I ended up just doing some charity work and doing other things. And I realized that yeah, managing people sucks
It's
because I was in
tough.
a position where I was managing. I was look, you still manage people, but when you manage other executives, it's a very different proposition, right? It's not
Hmm.
like managing your average employee because you manage executives, they in turn have like I mean I had 4 layers of management below me. So you manage people that understand well the management game and they manage
Right.
upwards very well. So it's a very different than like managing a technician or managing engineers. Oh my God, like what a nightmare that is. So because engineers don't care. They're like, I got technical expertise, I know you need me, so I'm going to do what the hell I want. So anyways,
Yeah.
and I can't imagine nowadays managing these kids, like you said, yeah, that are on their phone and don't seem to care about anything and trying to keep people motivated. And I mean, that's an overgeneralization, of course, but because you're running some very, very good people out there just from the other side that seem to be very
Hmm.
conscientious and do their job well. And but that's always the case. It's just now it's so much easier to get distracted and be a little dysfunctional. And anyways,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Oh my goodness.
Why do
Yeah.
managers get paid so much? Because it totally sucks. Money is good, but the work is garbage. It's that's a tough
That's
view.
also a generalization. Yeah.
Yes, because it's
So
not
some
all
managers suck and
managers.
don't
Yeah.
deserve. Yeah.
Yeah.
Managers are just as bad as the people, right? Because some managers
Right.
are just horrible at it, and they shouldn't be managed. Mistreat their people, and don't care, and
Yeah.
it's anyways. It's unfortunately people are people, and
Yeah.
frankly, there's way too many of us that just suck.
Yeah.
So.
I had a great mentor when I was coming up as a supervisor. This guy was a VP, an older dude, and I'm watching Tesla Friends too. I'm just waiting for Tesla to do some kind of VR breakout. It's been failing all this time here, so I'm just looking at that. And he used to come over. He's like, you could do my job. Like, you could do my job. The only difference between me and you is that I have more information and experience. But if you have that, you could do it. This is not rocket science. Like, he was so down to earth. It was unbelievable, right? So you have people like that are amazing in their roles. And then you have people that feel like their shit don't stink, right? Like, they feel like they are the ones, the reason why why the earth rotates on a slightly pivoted situation, right? So you have those type of group of people. But I believe there's more good people than bad. It's just the bad people leave scars. They leave scars, and
We used to say it's the 80-20 rule. It really does apply in so many situations. There's 80% of the people are good, 20% are bad. Unfortunately, it's the 20% that take 80% of your time, right? Like that's what sucks.
Yes. Yeah.
You know? So you always get the one or two people on the team that are just suck up all of the oxygen and all of your energy, just trying to keep them in line or get them focused or whatever the problem is, right? Or stop them from harassing the other employees, or it's amazing.
It's tough.
Anyways,
it's tough.
So
oh man,
it's just the way the world works. So this is why we trade, like people say. Hopefully we can focus here on the markets and we're with stocks, because there's also an 80-20 rule in stocks. 80% of the stocks out there are not good to trade. There's maybe 20%. That's probably being generous, that are even worth looking at, which is why we focus our list so narrowly. That's probably overly generous. It's probably like 95 and 5, right? How many tickers are there these days? Like, we look at how many? Like, we maybe look at 100 tickers consistently if we were to like pull in everything that we've looked at on a regular basis.
That at least makes our like either primary or secondary list. Probably less. Yeah. We might look at a lot. We look at a lot, but that actually make the list individual tickers. Yeah, I think 100 would be right. My most traded ticker is Tesla, by the way. Most traded index is ticker is Tesla, right? And it's funny, on the funded account, same thing. So I'm like, oh, that's so accurate. Like on the little bit I've done on the funded account, it tells you the most traded ticker, Tesla. So that's so accurate to my actual trading too. So
there's only 6,300 tradable tickers on the between the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchanges.
Yeah.
4,000 on the NASDAQ, 2,300 on the New York Stock Exchange, and
what's the American exchange? How much does that have?
That I don't know. When you include the American, there's probably another 3,000 there, so that would put you up to about 9.
Yeah, this is why when people talk about algos, I think a lot of us day traders are focusing on the same tickers. Like, I don't see no day traders trading. I don't know. Let's make up some letters here. Well, YTK. What is that? That's not a ticker.
There's some very specific traders that like to trade the low floats, right? Like, there are groups that focus on the low floats and trade those, but that needs a very specific strategy with different risk management rules, and it's not what we focus on. But there are the stuff that we would look at, Carlos, and throw in the garbage bin. They're like, I love it, can't wait.
Yeah, 100%. HON ran to one Honeywell. Well, we know that one. But yeah, we trade the same thing, man.
I suppose technically anything's tradable if you've got a good strategy to be able to manage it. So
true.
That's why
true.
That's the miracle of the markets. But we've got specific approaches, and that's why we look at specific stocks.
Look at this. Look at this comment. My friend hit the thumbs up without being asked. That is awesome, man. Extra ticket for you on the raffle today. Extra ticket for you.
There you go. All right.
So
Carlos,
hit that
extra tickets.
Hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. And as I mentioned, today we're going to be giving away another funded account. It's every day, friends. Funded account giveaway for our Lamos and Garbage Truck family. So stick around for that. We'll do that a little bit later before we transition over to Nathan. So QBTS lower, going towards the low of the day. Tesla continues to fail. Like it really does not want to
Yeah.
go above the VWAP. So I was looking for that. I think that would have been nice momentum, at least towards the top of the high of the day, 458-ish. But not having it. Back down. So
And
not looking
Apple,
good there.
Apple that I was watching did that nice high of day retest and is going a little lower off of that. That could have been a trade.
Mm.
If I wasn't distracted as we started talking, doing the survey for my furnace technician. Yeah.
Uh,
All right.
Bloomberg alert: Rolls-Royce is making more custom cars for the super rich as billionaires hesitate to buy EV. I mean, really, billionaires are not buying EVs. Why would unless you're Elon? I think Elon's probably the only billionaire that has an EV car. Like, why would you buy an EV car
Well,
if you're a
it
billionaire?
doesn't
That's doesn't make any sense to me at all. I don't. I want to feel the engine
really?
supercar. I want to see
Hmm.
I want to see the V12 tearing up the road. You
Uh,
know.
I don't know. You can get,
So
but maybe you just want the feel of the acceleration, and an EV can give you better torque.
um, I guess. I guess.
Uh,
I don't know. Not sure. Not sure. Not sure. Besides billionaires, so they buy cars to take pictures and have them parked. I think a lot of them don't even drive them around.
yeah.
But we know a millionaire who doesn't barely drives his car, and he has a Lambo. So you know, they buy it. It's like it's here. Yeah. But yes, they get driven. They get driven around. They get driven. That's what billionaires do.
I know my wife, if she was a billionaire, she'd have a driver for sure. Maybe she just
Mm.
needs to get a
Yeah,
Tesla
Tesla.
and then
Yeah.
just tell it where you want to go.
Yeah.
Although, Carlos, I have to admit, it's been we've had a very snowy winter here, and there's many a time I would love to have a Tesla just to see what it does. I should go online and figure. I'm sure somebody's commented and posted on that, but or maybe I should ask John one of these days. But what do you do when the road is covered in snow and like I can't even see the lines? I like there's times where you just drive in the track of the car ahead of you and you hope that they didn't drive into a ditch because you don't know where the lines of
Mm.
the road are.
Yeah.
Like before it gets plowed and they're covered in snow, what would an EV, self-driving car do? Like how did it
I
wouldn't it have
not
it wouldn't know
not
where the
sure.
lines are?
Not
Yeah, I
sure.
don't
I,
know
I
either.
think it. I
The,
think eventually it's probably all gonna be tight GPS stuff, right? Where it's just know exactly where the road is. Eventually, I think you'll get to that. But you're right. I don't know. You know, John should know
I
because
mean,
he's got
yeah.
snow.
That that
I'm sure he's driven over some snow covered
yeah.
roads. Um,
Yeah. You should.
well, Tesla doesn't
He's
have a
gotta come tell
self-driving
us.
car.
I don't
Corey,
know.
what? What do you mean Tesla does not have a self-driving car? I see John driving all over the place, sending me videos.
Yeah.
All right, Nvidia guys, Nvidia dropping
Yeah.
below the VWAP, pull
So
back.
he's technically we're only at level 2. He's correct.
Oh,
It's
he's
not
going. Oh,
full
he's
level.
going
It's what they call level
technical. Yeah,
3.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
yeah. Technical full
Oh, you're
self-driving
going.
level 3 would be completely autonomous and nobody's achieved that yet. That just
Yeah.
doesn't exist. That's the
Right, right,
dream.
right.
That's the goal. But yeah, it's not there.
Yeah,
So,
you went tech. You went tech on me.
yeah.
But you're right.
Which is
You're
why
right. Yes.
you notice pretty much everywhere that they're testing self-driving cars, like the Waymos and all the self-driving taxis. You notice they're not in the snow belt. They're all south. Texas, Florida,
Uh-huh.
California, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's where they're all being tested. So it's going to take a while to get into full real world conditions.
Yeah. All right, I'm short Nvidia 191 here. Actually 190, 80, pretty bad.
It would
So let's see
it
see if
would
we
be
get the breakdown.
interesting to You
Mm-hmm.
know, that someday you're like, hey, boss, man, talking about bad managing people, right? Hey, boss, man, sorry, couldn't come to work today. My car wouldn't go. Like it didn't couldn't see the road.
Couldn't see the
You
road.
know,
Yeah, yeah, it's not
get a
safe.
full self driving. You're like, I couldn't get there, man. Like none of the
Yeah.
cars are moving. Just uh, I Brian, I might, yeah, I might do that in a Waymo, but I want a full like I want a 5 point harness in the back just in case. Can we get a Waymo with like a roll cage and a 5 point harness just so I don't Oh,
Uh,
well here. He's saying that they have Waymos in St. Louis. Okay, I'm surprised. Well, maybe they are trying to figure out the snow. He said, yeah, they suck in the snow. I could imagine. It's got to be tough. Like
yeah, yeah.
and it's ever when you get the so if you ever get a heavy snow and you drive and usually what happens the first person through sets the track and everybody follows it,
Right,
right?
right.
And then as it starts to melt, or if the plow comes and you can see where people were driving compared to where the lines are, isn't it? You ever notice how amazing it is? Like people are all over the place. They'll be like over the middle line. They'll be way
Mm-hmm.
over on the side, the lines on the side, depending where the corners on the road are. Like you realize, like just left on their own devices, the average person driving is very erratic.
Yeah.
So
Well, what happens too is you have like here in my town and the local roads, the main road, you have two lanes, and when it's pretty bad, everybody just turns into one lane. So you're really driving on the actual dotted line.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So all right, I'm sure Tesla here. I might get stopped out above the VWAP. I'm gonna give it 50
Uh-huh.
cents or so. Let's see if the VWAP does its job. But man, the Atlas switched on me. The Atlas went completely bullish in the last couple
It
of minutes.
twitched.
It did. It twitched like I'm like, what just happened? Where did all this red come from? I had tons of order at like 180 or something. Oh, I'm sorry, 190.80, and they just disappeared. And these guys just moved up. I don't know how that happened. But look at this mountain of red up there. I don't like that at all. So I'm hoping the VWAP is stronger than they are and that we can get this 190 here. But it's not looking good on the Atlas right now. So, but I swear to you, it did not look like that when I went into this trade. I would have not taken it. But let's see.
So
Let's see.
I'm going to do something very random, Carlos, just because the markets have slowed down. So we had a good open,
Okay.
markets have
Yeah.
slowed. Earlier this morning, as I was waiting for the technician, I was waiting for the markets to open. I was watching a movie, and
What movie?
well, that's why show my screen. This is exactly where I had stopped the movie. I want you to see. This is for all you out there. There you go. That's all you get to see. All right, identify that movie.
Oh, dude. That's
Come on, man. Come on.
that's
It's a.
wow.
I'll say it's one of the controversial. There you go. People have got it. See, that was super easy. That's easy for those who know. And good for you. Bonus points to everybody who
Die
guessed.
Hard. Look at that.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Look at that. That's the rooftop explosion at Nakatomi Towers. I'm saying it wrong. Anyways, it's classic, man. It's
Yeah, yeah.
classic. And yes, it is a Christmas movie. We can have that argument
Oh, we
again.
could definitely.
But
I heard the argument of this Die Hard Christmas or Not movie.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely, it is.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so. I mean,
I agree. Let's listen to the soundtrack. It's all Christmas tunes. Happens at Christmas.
yeah,
It's not a
yeah.
traditional. It's not a traditional Christmas movie, but it's a Christmas movie.
It's not Home Alone, but you know.
anyways, anyways, that's fun. Anyway, I was catching up. I thought I hadn't watched it. It was on TV last night. I said I'm not going to watch it with commercials. I'll watch it. I'll just
Yeah,
watch it.
yeah.
So I was watching some of it. I figured I have to do that again. But actually, one of my new favorites is Violent Night. If you haven't seen that,
I have
that's
not.
it's a relatively new movie. I think I mentioned it earlier. We're a little past Christmas here, but
No.
I find that it's very entertaining. It's more of a traditional Christmas movie with a lot of violence. But All right.
Mm. Carl from Family Matters
Snow.
is great in that. It's funny how sometimes you don't know the actor's name. I do that all the time. I'm very aware that I'm not good with actors' names. But if they had a big role
Right.
like Carl in Family Matters, I remember that. Oh yeah, I know him. I don't know his name, although I saw the show for like 5 years and his name came up at the bottom every time. I just never paid attention. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
We got somebody's asking about snow. I see snow, yeah, selling off here. I don't like the volume. It's only 500,000 shares, and to be an hour almost into the market with only 500,000 shares traded, not enough volume for me to
Mm,
trade. I mean, yeah, it's moving, but I don't, and it's a NYSE stock as well, which means it can be less predictable by my measure of that. So I am really regretting missing this Apple trade. I did mention it to you guys when it was at the high of day. It did my signature, sort of retest of the high, double move. It's my first missed trade of 2026 is on the
mm,
Apple short. Because look at that picture perfect
mm.
chart there on Apple for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
See, double test to the high. You go short, right? When couldn't break higher. Look at
Not a
that.
new higher spike because usually that's what takes the trade out, right? The when the second spike goes over the previous high,
Yep,
but it doesn't do that here.
exactly.
Comes close, but
No,
no cigar, and oh man,
yep.
it's a nice little
So,
drop. So very good, very good.
and
All right, I'm short
Nvidia is
Nvidia. Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes. Let's
it's
see here. I want to try to
need to
get at
hang
least
through that
190.
pullback.
Yeah, yeah. Gave it about 50 cents, which is typical for Nvidia. If I can get 190, I'll get $1 at least. Oh, close to a dollar, less than that. Let's see.
Looks like it. The market's dropping right now. You've got orders
Mm.
stacking up here on Nvidia.
Oh,
It's
here we
getting
go. Here's the
close.
flush. Here's the flush coming. Order
Getting
stacking up
close.
at
Come on.
190. That's
Four
close
cents,
enough.
three
That's
cents,
close.
two. Yeah,
That's
there
close
you
enough.
go.
That's close enough.
And that was a good call,
Partial.
Carlos, because
Yeah.
it broke for a fraction of a second and then popped back up above 190. So
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right, now it's below it.
Let's see. Let's see if the weakness is
Good.
if we keep dropping from here, man, we're gonna see a lot of weakness.
Hmm.
And look at Tesla. Wow, look at Tesla too. Everything is going
Yeah.
south. AMD, beautiful breakdown below the VWAP. Intel's coming to the VWAP, but I don't really trade this one as much. Intel's coming to the VWAP. MU hesitant. But yeah, guys, wow, very
Oh.
nice.
Wow, Microsoft, Joel, that Microsoft short, yeah, look at that in hindsight. Retested previous day close and the VWAP. And look at that move. Look at the step function down on Microsoft. Good trade here. Good consistent direction on Microsoft this morning.
That's clean.
Surprised,
That's
eh,
clean.
Carlos? Like we're getting a lot better trading than I thought we
Oh,
would. I mean, especially
this
after the
is one of
last
the
2 weeks.
This is one of the best days. Yeah, in the last 2 weeks, this is one of the best
Yeah,
trading days. I mean, it is.
yeah,
You had long
absolutely.
opportunities. I mean, Nvidia long, guys. Andrew showed how he traded that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Nvidia short now. I'm still in it. That is great. Tesla short at the open plus Microsoft and all these other tickers that went short pretty aggressively. I mean, you name it, it's here. Insane Trader says yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
No, it's really good today. Really good. So hopefully this could be the start of the getting back to normal. Because I was showing people earlier, Peter, you might have not been
Right.
around this time, but if you look at the daily
Right.
for stuff like our usual suspects, Nvidia, and everything else, the last couple of days it has not been clean. Has been really, really tough. Like so we need to get back to this beautiful movement. We need this movement. It has not been like that for a lot of tickers, except MU. MU for some reason just keeps going higher, like today.
Right.
There's something with MU that is lost. But look at AMD the last couple of days, really flat. And if you look at a lot of our stocks, this is probably about 2 weeks of trading. This is what it's been, and we need to get back to, not need to, but we would like the market to get back to this type of trading. This is where we do very well. So yeah, looking forward to that, man. If I would have survived this pullback on Tesla, I mean, there was no way. I had to have a better entry, of course. Look at the drop off here. Now we're down at 444. 105. Man, another red candle for Tesla, friends. And the way this is going, it might be a big one. It's not even an hour into the market open, and just look at the movements we're getting. So that could be good for reversals, though. That could be good for reversals. Come on, NVIDIA. Everybody else is selling lower, and you're just kind of stuck here. Let's get to like 189.50 because everything is selling down, and you are not playing nice. Actually struggling. Okay, let's see. Friends over on YouTube, 273 likes. Really appreciate it. That is awesome. We'd love to get a few more from our friends to get to our goal is 400 for the day. So if you can help us get there, that'd be awesome. So hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We really appreciate it. It helps us out a ton as we kick off the new year. First day of trading. So far, so good. I'm 100% a short trader, and my win rate is 100% for this entire year. So just let that sink in. How amazing we are as traders for today. 2 weeks from now, it's gonna change a lot.
I'm talking on mute here. Sorry.
No.
I like the beginning of the year artificial stats, Carlos. That's
I
great.
love it. I love
That's
it.
right.
100%. I don't miss.
Yeah. 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 Look at that. What a great year, right?
What a great year.
Can't lose this year.
I can't lose, baby.
And you're 100% short, you said. So there you
I'm
go.
100%. Yeah, I don't trade longs. I'm 100% short. Everything I do is short.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, man. All right, SPYs went red, bounce off the previous day close, but looks like it wants to go under again. And if you look at the SPY in my NVIDIA, it's just a copy. Pretty much a copy of what's happening. The pullback's happening at the same place. The SPY is pulling back, and the drop is hopefully going to continue here. I'm finally 100% consistent. Yes, Beth. 100% consistency for the whole year.
Wow. That Apple trade, Carlos. Gosh, I should have.
Yeah, no, man. It's
Coulda,
with the
shoulda,
market
woulda.
pulling it down. Oh, look, it's right back. Almost. No, not quite. Actually, no, it opened lower. It opened at the previous day close, basically. But yeah, it gave back the breakout. The entire breakout just gave it right back. And yeah, Peter, what were you been at? 277. Let's call it 21, just in case you missed the best entry. This is down at 273. Wow.
Yeah, it would have been
That's a heck of a trade for you, man. That's a heck of a trade. So
I'm also 100%. I've 100% not taken any the trades that I'm supposed to. So there you go. It's
we'll change that next week.
Yeah.
But today doesn't really. The morning didn't count as a trading day for you. You were in and out. You were focused on other things. You're doing review for. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah,
I think
maybe the afternoon trades.
I'll admit I was pretty nervous about getting that thermostat working because when it's -20 out there, you don't want the heat going wrong, right? That's
one of the things. We lost power here before in the town, right? Because all our power lines are on above the ground. So trees go down, you take out a main line and you're screwed, right? And I remember when we lost power for like a couple of hours and it was freezing. Thankfully, our system here is gas, right? So the gas is still working. Now, a thermostat will give you a certain amount of, it has a battery in it, so it'll give you a certain amount of hours. It will work without power. So we were fine. And I didn't know this. I didn't know that the actual gas unit charges the thing. I thought it was going to die out over a couple of times, but the actual unit charges it slowly, very slow when there's no power. So we kept the heat on. So that was nice.
Really?
Yeah, that was nice. But it's a very slow charge.
Really, my furnace still needs electricity to work. It's natural gas, but
I also work without it, which is nice.
Okay.
Which is nice. which is nice. But we had no hot water.
Oh
That
my God,
sucked.
look at Apple. Look at Apple. Oh, oh, it just keeps going. Gosh,
Let's see
darn it.
here.
Look at that. So, so pretty.
Yeah, man. All right, Nvidia's pulling back here. I might be bailing. Well, let's see. Let's see. I don't want to get my face ripped off from a pullback. Here. If we get back to 190, I will probably take
Tesla.
another partial. Let's see. And I'm just re-looking at the SPY. Yeah, I don't want to get my face ripped off because you saw how fast Tesla came back up on us. Like this happened in, now I didn't have the best energy, but look, this happened in like a minute. So if these things start turning around and the market seems to want to turn around here off the previous day close, you know, and we are up 40 cents. I should take a partial now. Maybe not a big one, but let me just, oh wait, let's see. Wait. The back and forth. Waits, don't wait. Let's see.
You guys are still going with the percentages. It's
I'm
like,
taking
what's
a
the
partial.
classic line
Yeah.
from Anchorman? 60% of the time, it works all the time.
Yeah. I did take a partial. I think the SPY is not looking in my favor, and I think Nvidia is just following the overall market. We might be ready for some good reversals, guys. If you like reversals, we might be setting up nicely for that. So I took a partial here, and I might just get out. I don't think it's I don't think we're coming back down. I'm out. Let's take the money and run. Let's take the money and run. It's okay. I don't want to mess up my 100% consistency. So
Melanie, you're long Tesla 440, 430. That's like 10 cents from the low of day. 9 cents from the low of day. That's a pretty impressive grab there. If you
who
went
is
long.
long?
Melanie McNulty.
Oh, Melanie long Tesla. Well, you know what? She's the Andrew indicator's on her side.
Is it? I thought Andrew was short, or is he going to go long? Is he long?
He's long.
Oh no,
He's
he
long.
went long. Yeah, okay.
He's long.
Right.
So, yeah.
Fair enough.
That's it, Chris. Yeah, that's it. You know, and yeah, and again, it has its good and its bad, right? Grab the cash and run. Wait for the next hand. I agree with that. So, wait for the next good hand, not just any hand. No, the next good hand.
That's the rule of poker, right? You gotta wait it out.
Poker is so much like trading, man. So many similarities.
A
man.
lot of the trading decisions are. I mean, some of it doesn't directly apply. Like poker, you know, if you're at the table, you have to play, as opposed to, I mean, which means you got to pay the big blind and the small blind occasionally. Here, you don't have to pay, right? You can sit at the table and not pay anything. You can watch all day, and it will cost you zero.
Yep.
So
cost
in
you
that
time.
way, it's different.
Right. Cost you time. Right. But as far as you don't got to bid in. You don't got to bid in. Yes. It's awesome.
The other thing that's different in poker is once you put your money on the table, there's no takes backsies. In trading, you can. You know, like you could change your mind and get right out of the trade. So you know, that's like taking your money back off the felt, and once you get into the hand, you can do that. Now, you know, that's not the same in trading. But other than that, I do love poker analogies because the overall decision model is the same. You never know what all the cards are. You never know what your opponent has. You got to, you know, make the best bet you can. And that's the exact same thing in trading. I don't know what the other guy is thinking when they're trading, right? You have no idea. We're sort of making some educated guesses based on the data we have available as to which way we think this market is going to go, but we don't know. We like to joke and say, I knew it, right? I knew it. We never knew it. We never knew it.
I like this one. What is the AA hand in the market? Andrew sees. Andrew sees trading is the AA hand.
That's the
You know,
double A hand.
that's the double
A
A
plus,
hand.
you bet.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, wow, guys, we're getting a nice, beautiful bounce. It's happening. All right, I see the boys
Yeah.
are heading over here. Let's go ahead and start
Yeah.
getting
Here they
ready.
come.
Here we go. I'm gonna get our screens. Let's see if it works the first time around. Do I have to reset? It might go through now. Right, beautiful.
Hey guys, how are you guys doing?
Good. How are you, my friend?
Andrew,
I
I'm
am doing
great.
pretty good. It was a great trading day for me. Um,
Yeah, for a lot of
Good, good.
people. Good
Yeah.
trading today compared to what we've seen in the last couple of weeks. It's been very good.
yeah, very nice. So we did trade NVDA really nice, and now I'm long TSLL at 1875. Things are going really good.
Excellent. Good to see it. Good to hear it.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
We were so you're doing you're 100% winner in this year. You've never lost.
Yes, yes, exactly. That is exactly happening.
Beautiful.
How was your trading day, Peter? How was your New Year? Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, happy New Year. Yeah, well, my New Year was fairly quiet. We didn't do much. Trading day, well, I haven't traded today because I still have having some heat problems. So I actually had a technician in working on my furnace or thermostat anyways, as the market was opening. So that got me distracted. But I think hopefully we got it fixed now.
Well, that's not
We'll see.
good. No heat in Ontario,
Yeah, and
and there's
minus 21 here this morning, so it's chilly.
yeah, and they're skate. I saw they were skating on the Rideau.
They opened the canal. Yes, they did. So it's good.
Yeah,
One of the earlier openings. So it's been that cold this year.
something that a big feature in Ottawa. They have a river that goes through there. They open it up, freezes over, and they open it up for people to go skating.
World's longest skating rink. Yep.
Yep,
Wow, that's amazing. All right, so I'm putting some order on TSLL at 19 to get out. So for this reversal, let's see if we can actually get it or not. But trading was pretty good for us. So we did a reversal on TSLL, and I did a really nice breakout in NVDA based on market atlas. So that was really good. So that was my first trade, going long, 1 minute range breakout, added more again.
Tesla bounced off
And
the lows,
it's really nice.
47.
And now TSLL, see if you can actually get to 19 on TSLL.
Now, one thing that I am noticing this morning, it feels like the moves are a little bit more active than normal, and that would make sense. Like we said, keep in mind the volumes. I would expect some of the institutional volumes to be lower. Overall market volume is actually pretty high today. We've got above average volumes across the board, but I think a lot of that is there's a lot of us casual retail traders out here today, very active. So that's
maybe.
what's giving
Yeah,
us.
could
Yeah.
be.
Everybody wants to start 2026 off with a bang.
Exactly.
Andrew, that's awesome. You, you're lowering your standing desk, are you?
Just sit down.
It was just the camera, like as your head just sort of slowly rose into the frame. That was that was pretty cool. It's like you're coming
Yeah.
up out of the stage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just sitting down, pretty tired now. All right, so let's see if Tesla
What
can.
did you do a big party on New Year's? What'd you do for New Year's,
No,
Andrew?
no, I just took it easy.
No,
Yeah,
that doesn't sound like you.
yeah, I know. I'm just too old, man.
Too old.
Too old.
Yeah, look who you're talking to.
Yeah,
Too old
look at
for
the two
party.
guys you're talking to.
Yeah.
Wow, look at NVIDIA coming back up there, eh? Look at the SPY is rallying. The Qs are coming back. What a crazy move.
It was amazing. Yeah, NVDA is
Crazy.
going back above the VWAP.
Crazy.
It's a crazy. Brian, I think you're gonna have to commission your own sign, your own little neon.
No, I got one for you, Brian. I'll give it to you
Oh,
today. Yeah, Brian.
oh, special Brian neon sign.
Yeah, no, no,
Does it
no.
say?
I'm gonna give it to you today.
Oh, I'm getting my can't
Oh,
wait to hear.
Guys, I'm gonna take a quick break. Sorry, just
What
one second.
a long,
I don't know if it's just me. You're breaking up there, Brian.
what's that? Oh, I'm breaking up.
Well, you sound good. That sounded good right there, but you were whatever you said
Oh, okay.
in response to Andrew getting you a present. All right, guys, if you're in a trade, enjoy. It's we're getting this bounce back. The SPY hit previous day close, so that would be last year's close, and it's bouncing higher. And the Qs didn't quite make it, but everything's moving together here largely.
Mm.
Still regretting this Apple trade that I did not take. Great opportunity lost there.
Yeah, I had a nice short. I went short on Tesla at the open there. Had a nice, good trade today on that.
Mm. Yeah, Tesla, I wasn't sure what it was going to do at the open. So credit to you if you took that short, because
Yeah,
I
as soon
watched
as
it.
it broke to, yeah, that low at in that just before the just before the market opened, we were
Mm,
455 was kind of
right.
a
Yeah.
low there. As soon as it broke that.
Mm, okay. Da, 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 da. Okay. What else we got going on here? Andrew's still sitting in his Tesla long. Looks like he's trading TSLL. Okay. So he's got his partial ready to go at 19 if it gets there. Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's still good. I'm surprised to see the volumes as high as they are. Pretty much all the major stocks are at or close to 100%. Apple that I've been watching is actually only at 90%, but Tesla's at 127 of its average volume. NVIDIA 107. Even AMD, look at AMD trading at 182% its average volume. So it's
Yeah,
attracting some
lots of
attention
volume
here.
today.
Yeah.
Lots
Little
of volume.
I mean, after what we saw the last 2 weeks, I really wasn't expecting this much volume. So, like I said, I still believe that the institutional volume's down a little bit. I think it's being made up by a lot of sort of casual or retail volume. But I mean, I could be wrong. But I do like the moves we're seeing. We're getting some great moves here today. So we'll see how long this continues. Keep in mind, it is an actual Friday in our week of Fridays. And
Yeah, it is.
again,
It is a real Friday, isn't it?
Uh, it doesn't feel like it, right? Because we just had the day off yesterday,
No.
and but it is a Friday, so this is
Yeah.
like one. It's like a week of one day. It's really what we've sort of got going on here.
Yeah, I've given up trying to figure out what day it is.
Mm.
Hopefully, we'll get back to normal. Yeah, it could be being hacked. Who knows?
Oh wow, hope that's not the case. All right. Yeah, we do
So,
have our P
Peter,
Capital boot camp.
how you been keeping
Sorry.
the place warm there? You
Well, I mean so the latest the furnace has been working. It's the thermostat that it keeps just turning off. So
uh,
basically, once we notice the house starting to get cold, I have to go over and manually sort of restart it and reprogram it. But it wouldn't keep the settings. It just kept, anyway, I
uh,
don't understand what was going on. So the guys replaced the thermostat again. This is the third new thermostat that I've had in the last couple of days, and hopefully this one
okay.
will work. So.
Why do these things always happen when it's the coldest? That's what I want to know.
Uh, that's it's Murphy's Law, isn't it? It's the air conditioning when it's the
Yep.
hottest, and the
Yeah.
it's funny. Like I remember this summer, I had a problem with my air conditioner, which is a new air conditioner, which is actually on a rental plan. But anyways, he comes out and he's like, "Oh yeah, when it gets really really hot, the circuits melt." I'm like, "What? Like who makes a unit that you know will malfunction when it's needed most?" It
When you
just
need
sounds
it.
like a bad that sounds like a bad plan. And it's not like I live in
Exactly.
I'm not living in Texas here. I'm living in Canada, for goodness sake. But
Yeah, yeah,
anyways,
exactly. That's funny.
so oh well, it's a scam. It's a scam.
Well,
Whiskey to the yeah, I will. Actually, you know what? So we do experiences here for Christmas, right? We haven't been giving Christmas presents for a while. And the last experience of the season, my daughter has coordinated. I'm going to a Pilates class tonight. So we're
oh,
all going as a family to a beginner Pilates class. So, and I have to admit,
nice.
this is Pilates. I have seen. Pilates has been around. I mean, Brian, you remember Pilates was big when in like the 80s, I would like to say,
Oh, yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, something like
I
that. Yeah.
remember
With,
I remember when it was
with
huge and crazy with lots of spandex going on. Yeah.
exactly. I was trying to think of some of the women in spandex that are 80 now, like Goldie Hawn and Lonnie
So,
Anderson.
Lonnie Anderson. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there you go. Jane Fonda thing. Did she do Pilates too? Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
anyway, that's what I think of when I think of Pilates. But it's made a resurgence
Jane
recently,
Fonda.
and it's back.
Yeah.
And I do have. Apparently, there's special Pilates socks. Our daughter got us a pair of. We got to wear socks on the machine. So I've got my. I don't
Okay.
know. And yeah, do you think I should go in like and wear like a cycling lycra? It's about the only spandex type thing I have, but go and wear like some super tight shirt and like some spandex shorts. I'm ready to go.
I think if your daughter's with you, she'll be horrified.
Yeah, she's used to being horrified around me though, so maybe I'll have both daughters here so they can console each other. But
Okay, there you go.
yeah, maybe I won't do that. I won't subject them to that type of spectacle.
Well,
But it should be interesting.
my daughter got me going on yoga, probably 10 years ago now, and
Taibo. I used to do
I've
Taibo.
never looked back.
Okay. You know what? Yoga will kick your butt too. That's not for the faint of
Oh,
heart. If
totally.
you do proper
No.
yoga stuff, yeah, absolutely. It's like any of
Yeah,
these.
I
You know what?
mean,
It can be fun to make fun of them, and typically they're seen as women's activities. But the reality is they're good for everybody, and frankly, it demonstrates how unflexible on average we are. Right?
yeah. No, I like yoga because it's a sport that kind of like a sport now that I probably can't hurt myself doing.
Mm. That's good.
You get older, you just takes longer to heal, get
Yep.
hurt easier.
No, flexibility's
Wear a
flexibility
headband.
is important.
Yeah.
Please record and post you doing Pilates, Coach Umberto. I'm all for entertaining you, as you said. It's maybe I shouldn't try and horrify my daughters. Maybe that should be a New Year's resolution. I did say I was going to try and avoid conflict this year. Maybe it should also extend to my
That's it.
children.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
at
your
least,
well, wow, here goes the markets again. What the heck?
yeah, we're going back
Man, oh
down.
man. This is
It's
crazy. The price action is absolutely crazy
it's very
today. I don't
active
know what
today.
the heck.
Yeah,
My God.
surprisingly active.
Yeah, no kidding. Markets are dropping again. Like, look at the size of those candles. Jeez, the Qs are right back at low of day.
Hmm.
Wow. What do you know?
No, I hope Andrew is his screen seems to have frozen here, but he's getting back towards his
Is it?
break-even point on his trade. So,
We're down in the new low. Now the Qs are going red. Holy cow.
yeah. Andrew, can you hear us?
Today
Look out for your trade.
today is good. Well, I guess if you're on the right
TSLL,
side
yeah.
of the trade, this is a a great opportunity. Great opportunities to make big moves in small time frames.
Yeah.
Like we did get some pretty toppy price action sort of around I would say 10 minutes ago. We started getting some toppy price action on the Qs. So you could have gone short there with a tight stop and look at the move you would have gotten. Yeah, I traded some puts today on the SPY when we were selling off there.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. Look at the bounce back. Wow.
Carlos, I don't know if you can hear us. Andrew's screen looks like it's frozen there, so I'm not sure if that's
He might not
feed
be
or
sharing it. Here, not
okay.
sure. Maybe it's me, but we'll switch
We
it.
can we can flip it out for another
Yep,
active
yep.
screen.
Yeah, because his camera's frozen too, so I think it's just
Yeah.
frozen. All right.
He's
We'll put
Tesla's
this
at
over here.
back at low of day. There's a big order. So I can see on Atlas that at 444 there. It's probably going to go there.
all right. Andrew's not feeling good. He's taken off for the day. So
Too many cold plunges.
maybe. Actually, I meant to ask him.
Could
Yeah,
be.
he said he was going to that. He was going to like that cold plunge place for New Year's. I should have asked him about that.
Yeah, at the I think it's
Yeah.
called Aberthal or something like that. I went there once with
Hmm.
him.
Okay.
I think it got my skin burned off in the sauna.
Oh, that doesn't sound like fun. Okay, well, so I guess I understand why maybe you just went there once with him.
No, they do this guided thing, meditation thing where you go in the sauna and they turn the lights down and crank up the music, tribal
Hmm.
music, and then the guy pours water on the heater thing, and it just gets well,
It
maybe my
cranks it
body
up.
wasn't used to it, but I've never experienced heat like that. And you do that for about
Mm.
15, 20 minutes, and then you go out and go in the cold plunge, just in case you
Uh-huh.
haven't had enough, you haven't tortured your skin enough, your body. Yeah, that's what was keeping me there. Was I was just I thought, there's a couple of people left halfway through the thing, and I thought, no, I'm sticking with this, and I
Mm.
just meditated and forgot about how hot I was.
Well,
I'm trying to figure out where the markets are
when
going
you're
right now,
when you're
but
when your skin starts to melt in like Raiders of the Lost Ark style, it might be time to leave.
Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah,
uh,
just
well, I was
you
sitting.
know,
He told you where to sit depending on how much heat you wanted, and Andrew and his other friend and two other friends, they were sitting in the area where it was the most hot, and I was sort
right.
of I went for medium rare, so I
Okay.
figured I figured if
I thought you,
if they can I can up in the hot area in the overdone section. Oh, look at the wow, market's just tanking again here. Jeez.
I would argue that Andrew also has like some uh, genetic history here that he comes from a much hotter climate than you or I, Brian.
True.
So I'm
Well, you
did I
do
s-
actually get used to it. I mean, I've done some hot yoga in the past, and it is something you kind of get used to after you do it a
yeah,
few times. Your body kind
right,
of climatizes or whatever. Wow, look at we're making new low on the SPY. Wow, Qs are just
yeah, we
tanking now. Yeah,
we
NVDA
did a
tanking.
reverse move
There goes Tesla.
on this.
I was going to short Tesla too because there was a big order at 444.
Look at this Apple trade.
Wow.
Hey, Will, it's not actually that hot there. I thought it was. I don't know. I know I see it in my wife. My wife comes from a tropical climate. She's from Haiti originally, and it's she can certainly handle the heat a lot more than I can.
Despite the markets being down, the Nvidia is still up, still very green on the day. Same with AMD, although we are at lows of session here.
My goodness.
How you
I'm
guys
just
doing?
afraid to I'm just
Hey,
afraid to take
Nathan.
any position
What's going on?
now
What a
because
day.
the it's just the moves are just so dramatic.
There.
Could take a hey
All
Nathan,
right.
how's it
We
going?
got Nathan
Hey,
on. Nathan,
Brian.
how was your New Year? Did you spend it on the
Oh,
top of a mountain? What did you do?
well, no, if it would snow, I'd love to. No, I was actually getting some stuff done for Atlas for the course and getting ready for
Oh,
PCT next week and getting stuff ready there. So I actually worked most of the day yesterday, but
okay.
had a great day today, man. This was fun today. Hopefully
Huh.
every day like this
we're,
year.
we're
Wow.
we are being spoiled coming into this year.
Yeah, that's maybe
Yeah.
I had such a good day. Maybe I'll just be done for the year.
Well,
Just call it a year.
Yeah,
there,
Your consistency profitability will be
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
yeah,
Take
right.
the
Yeah.
rest of the year off. All
Good
right.
Point, Carlos.
Are we running we're running the draw here, Carlos?
Oh,
I see it
every
going.
single day, absolutely, every
Okay.
day. Friends, hashtag fund it on the chat. Just hashtag fund it will get
Okay.
you in.
Okay.
For our Lambos and Garbage Truck members, we're going to be giving away a funded account with Trading Terminal. We're giving away one every day so far for the last 2 weeks. And one day, I think, with the first one for Christmas, we gave away 3. So if you don't win today, your chances to win tomorrow are going to be, well, probably the same or higher. Who knows? Wow, look at what's going on, man. How's the Apple? Look at this Apple trade, Peter. You were talking about earlier. We're down
I
$7
know.
from your
I
entry,
know. It's
and my
killing me, man.
Tesla
It's
is
killing me.
like. It's funny. You think you had a great trade. Look at this little rectangle here. Oh, I'm think I'm the
Yeah.
man. Look at this.
Yeah, we can't see. You're not sharing
Oh,
it, but
no, it's up. You don't see it?
no, we see the giveaway screen.
Oh, is it frozen? Oh,
I don't know.
oh, maybe you're watching a
We
delay
just
fee on YouTube or something.
no, I'm watching it in the chat room, and it's that's
Oh,
all it.
that's
all it is.
interesting. That's not what I'm showing. Interesting stuff. All right. Well, anyways, guys, let's give away the funded account. So here it is. Oh, hold on a second. I gotta fix that because then Nathan might not be
Yeah, it
able
looks
to.
like this looks like a lot of people entering for this one, man. Just funded through just coming through like crazy.
Hold on a second. I gotta fix something because if not, we're gonna have a problem for you, Nathan, in a second here. It shouldn't be showing that. Let's fix this there. I think now it should show correctly. It should show the charts now, right? Did that fix?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
now
good,
we can
good,
see
good.
it.
All right, yeah. Because if we leave it like that, would have messed up you, Nathan. All right, let's do it, friends. 124 entries. Here it goes. The winner is for today. Oh, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. See you guys Monday after this. Is Miles. Miles for a cure. Oh, wow. Congrats to you. We were just talking last week. So, Miles for a cure, congratulations. You are the winner for the funded account. So, send us an email, carlos@bedwithtraders.com. Yep, really. It's you, Miles for a cure. Congrats. You're the winner. So, congrats. And we'll leave you with our good buddy Nathan. Have a great weekend, guys. Me and Peter will be back on Monday.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to 2026, Nathan.
Yeah, New Year's in the books.
I'm loving it so far. So
nice.
And what are we saying about the markets today? Oh, the humanity.
What a jump though.
Seriously.
I mean, the yo-yo today was just kind of crazy. That was
That's
big
just
sweep
been
lower and then a big sweep higher, and now just blood. Yeah, it's fun. How are you guys doing out there? What do you guys want to talk about today? We've got the first day of the year with kind of the last day of a couple holiday weeks going into that weekend, and what a crazy day today. What do you guys want to talk about? And let me know too, what are you guys interested in learning about on Atlas? Putting the course together, getting some videos and stuff going on. I'm curious what you guys would like it to focus on, specifically. The first section that's going to start to come out is going to be just an introduction to Atlas. It's going to go over the settings for Atlas and how to play with the settings, and kind of just start to build off of there, just with the foundation. But I'm curious with what you guys want to know. Let's see. Great day of trading, both long. Oh, nice. Indigenous. What a great day, Beth. Awesome. I'm glad you had a great day too. Let's see. You like my pharmacy health stuff? We can go over some more biohacking stuff if you guys want. Yeah, I mean, that's not a problem. We could cover some stuff like that today. Nutrition and trades with Nation. I like that, Ben. I like that. KV, I took a short off NQ of R6, and this hit max in every account that I have. So I took this short here. I went short about right in here, and it hit max profit in all my accounts pretty quickly right after that. So I was done, and which is awesome because I usually don't get done this early. So I'm pretty stoked, pretty happy right now. I can get a lot of stuff done and get an early weekend, and maybe do some skiing later today with my fiance, which would be amazing. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I mean, it looks like you guys are really enjoying that, the biohacking and kind of talking about how your body works. I actually had planned a course. Last year, I was working on one that was pretty much all about trading understanding your body and then like maximizing all of that. So it was going to be, basically a biohacking course, but it was going to be geared specifically to just trading, what you can do. I mean, covering supplements, diet, exercise, everything mental that I could get in there. And so, if you guys are actually interested in that, I wouldn't mind to start that course up again and try to do that. But yeah, let's talk about some stuff. Let me think. What would be a good topic to start with? What do you guys, so I'll give you some options. We could talk about what happens when you go on tilt. We can talk about what happens to you when you have a great day like this and how to follow that up, just kind of how to be mentally prepared for, having a good day and then following that up. And I think we talked about Wednesday about that dopamine hit. This is one of those days where you had a great day, so you're going to feel really good, which is amazing for a Friday, and it's amazing for the first trading day of the year. Don't get too caught up in it. If you've had a great day today, call it a day and go into the weekend and study, because your dopamine and your interest in trading right now is going to be really high, and you can use that to your advantage by just going and studying. What's the next step in your trading? Like, what did you do good today? What did you execute well? And what is something that you're interested in learning about with trading? And go into this weekend and just get after it. If you're still working on VPA and you're wanting to read VPA a little bit better or the tape a little bit better, go start studying. If you're behind the paywall, there's tons and tons of webinars and information back there about like tape reading, about VPA. Thor does tons of webinars on VPA. But whatever it is your interest, like, get after it this weekend. Just anytime you can spend. A lot of times, I still even do this, but when I was starting trading, I would just listen to some of the webinars or videos that I would find. I would just listen to them, with headphones on while I'm out doing other things, doing chores, and just listening. A lot of times it was videos that I had already watched and seen before. And so I knew what was being shown and what was being talked about, but I would just, listen, and sometimes just passively, but you'd be surprised at what you just pick up on subconsciously when you're just kind of listening very passively to something. But, you're going to be excited. You're going to be excited. You're going to feel good. Use that to your advantage, because now when you start to look at something involved with training, you're going to be excited about it because you've had a good day, you've had some success, and that's going to continue to help you learn, because that dopamine hit's also going to help with your memories. It's also going to help with your learning. So, use it to your advantage. Don't let it just be the feeling that, oh, this is always what I want when I'm trading. That's not what you want. You had a good day, everything went well, your plan went well. Now is the time to focus, study, learn, and advance. Let's see. Back up. Let's see, going to sign up for Atlas eventually. I need a little help with the settings. Beth, I've done a couple videos that are in Trading Terminal that go over the settings. So go to Trading Terminal, and there is an area in there for the Atlas Learning. And there are tons of videos, or a couple videos in there about going over the settings in there, specifically just talking about the tabs, and then talking about, everything here in the configuration and what that does, and then how to play with these upper and lower cutoff and the sensitivity, how to work with that to try to get the color scale on the heat map to stand out a little bit more. Let's see. The best configuration, Tyra, so the update, and I'll go over this here too, Beth, if you want to watch. The update ever, you want that on 100 milliseconds. It's just going to be the fastest, unless, I guess, if it's your computer's freezing or something and you want to change that interval so it can catch up. The aggregate over, so one level means 1 cent. So the trades are going to be aggregated within their 1 cent level. 2 levels is 2 cents. 5 levels, those trades within that 5 cent level are all going to be aggregated together. And then again with 10 cents, 25, 50, and 100. And really, you know, the 50 and 100, those are for higher price stocks, you know, unless you're just wanting to see as much of the book as you can, you know, with anything, but everything's going to be aggregated within that $1. So every order that's within that $1 is going to be sectioned together. So for something like NVIDIA, I usually keep it on one level if I'm looking really close, and then zooming out, you know, I'll go like 50, 25 or so just to get a look at the book. For futures, you're generally going to be, I mean, unless it's RTY, that's the only one you're going to be, you know, 10 levels on. But for futures, I generally stay around 50 to $1 on those. So, and then your color scale, I would keep it on linear. Linear is more of the cooler side of the color scale, so more directed towards your whites, light blues, dark blues. But now using these upper and lower cutoffs, you can start to bring that color scale in for those bigger orders and that hotter end of the color scale that identifies them, your reds, your oranges, and your yellows. So I usually slide this over, and Tyra, that I usually slide this over to about 95. And then this sensitivity slider I feel like it should be called more intensity, because it'll just intensify that hotter end of the color scale. It'll start to bring that warmer end of the color scale in, the reds. And so I like to pull this over until I start to get an order that looks orange. I at least want, see, that one's too far red, so we're too far over there. But you'll just have to play with this and see how well you want those larger orders to stand out on the book. So that's just mostly what you're going to be using, you know, that sensitivity for, and just bringing those larger orders into that warmer end of the color scale, and then bringing, you know, that upper cutoff, sliding that over is going to bring more of those large orders into that warmer part. And then how intense do you want that to kind of look? That's just how I look at working these settings and dealing with them. Let's see. It'd be great to see some statistics on how often price moves towards big orders. Petter, that's actually a pretty good. Let me actually write that down. I wonder if there's something we can look at on that, and seeing how, you know, what the book is looking like and how we're moving like to those orders. I don't know if Edgeful has a statistic or anything like that, but that's actually a really good question. So I'm going to write that down and maybe even look into that and see on my recordings if I notice anything like that as well. Let's see. Of course, pops higher and then nothing. My background is interesting. Bunch of styles. Yeah, I've done a lot of amazing things in my life, and I've, you know, at a high level, you know, like pharmacy, especially the pharmacy school I went to, St. Louis College of Pharmacy. I think it was the #1 private pharmacy school. I know it was in the nation, and it was extremely hard to get into and extremely hard to get through. So you would go in, like if you came right out of high school, that's where most of the kids would start your first year, you know, right out of high school. But then they would take in some transfers, and transfers from junior colleges or other schools. But their transfer list was, I mean, it was crazy, like how long it was and how hard it was to transfer in. If you didn't get in right out of college, it was really, really hard to transfer in. And how they really graded us against each other, and then really also against kind of other classes as well, as how they would grade us. And so you had to compete against a ton of people. So we'd usually have we'd start out with about 300 in that first year class. And when they sat us down, they said, look to your left, look to your right. Only one of you will graduate from the school. And they were right. We started with a little over 300, and we ended up with just a little over 100 that graduated. And so every year when somebody flunked out, or if they weren't invited back to come to school, they would replace probably about half of those people, or, you know, a quarter of those people, with those candidates from other schools that were waiting to transfer in. And so your competition became less, but the competition level was much higher every year. I think after our third year is when they stopped taking transfers in. So it was hard. Like it was very, very difficult. I mean, I was probably studying 40 to 50 hours a week and trying to go through school. And then my school didn't have any sports really. And so, because it was such a small school, so I went and tried out for an indoor professional football team in St. Louis and made the team. And I played there for 7 years while I was also in school. And then, later when I was working as a pharmacist for a little bit, and, it was interesting, playing that. And I kind of look back, playing professional sport and graduating from a college like that, I definitely could have applied myself a little bit more in college rather than spending time doing that. But, I made it through, and it was an amazing education. My school had the highest pass rate, I think, of any pharmacy school in the nation, and they had it for like 20 years or something. Like if I didn't hear of anybody in my class that didn't pass our pharmacy boards the first try. Like it was just really unheard of if you didn't pass your boards. If you graduated from high school and didn't pass your boards on the first try, there was something wrong. Like what are you doing? Like what happened? And nowadays I'll talk to living in Colorado now, a lot of the pharmacists graduate from Regis here or CU Boulder. And sometimes they'll take the boards like 2, 3, even 4 times and have it pass. And I'm just like, that's weird. I don't know. That's just weird to me. But apparently, I don't know if the boards are more difficult now, but they don't seem to pass on the first try. I just thought that was interesting. Let's see. Good morning. Financial code. Let's see. Energy, power, data centers in 206. Today, when the market was too mad to trade, and when should you get involved? Like, when do I just leave? So Ross, you were just getting too mad at the market, which I understand. Getting emotions separated from trading is a skill. I don't know anybody really that I'd say maybe Thor has the best emotions when it comes to trading, and literally being indifferent on whether the trade hits or whether it doesn't hit, just because he's been trading the same system so long. And he does, like, he really doesn't have any emotion. And he's maybe one of the only people that I know, maybe a couple other ones, that just don't have that much emotion when it comes to trading. It's just the system is going to work. But, I do. And, I'm reading things and looking at things. I still get, frustrated. And why did that happen? That shouldn't have happened there. But I mean, it really doesn't matter. I mean, the market's going to do things. We know there is some sort of, manipulation and things going on here. And it is hard to separate those things. But if that emotion, and you're that upset that you can't really even think and understand what you're seeing and what's going on, then you need to walk away, because you're starting to get into the area where those stress hormones are picking up quickly. And when you start to feel the heart race, you start to feel your hands shake, maybe your lips will tremble, or your cheeks, or your hands are getting cold, but they're a little shaky, the heart rate's jumping up fast. What's happening is your body's releasing stress hormones. So your body's releasing things like adrenaline, cortisol, norepinephrine. And what these things do is they provide a lot of energy. And along with that, they increase heart rate. So you have the adrenaline coming in, you have cortisol, you have norepinephrine, and they start to be released out into your body. And then the heart rate's going. So more is released and more is moving through your body faster. So the more you sit there and get upset and get mad, the worse it is going to get. You need to remove yourself from the situation, and you need to give your body a chance for that heart rate to slow down. And the best hack and easiest hack to slow down your heart rate is to slow down your breathing. They are interconnected. Your breathing and your heart rate are interconnected. If your heart starts to move, your breathing's going to pick up because you need more oxygen. if your breathing slows down, your heart's going to start to slow down as well. Like they are in sync. They sync very well. And that is where you can start to control that stress and those things going on there and stop putting all of those chemicals through your body. Because once they start to get to your prefrontal cortex where you think, they start to shut any type of analytical function down that you have. Like you can get to a point. I don't know if any of you have ever been shocked or terrified to the point that you can't move, like you can't function. I don't know, maybe if you've seen an accident or been in an accident or just been scared all of a sudden where just terrified. That's a real thing. It's a real thing that you can become so scared, so stressed out that you literally cannot think. You can't even move because all of your processing is cut off from your prefrontal cortex. You literally cannot think and analyze if you tried. Like you can get to the point where the only thing you can do is just sit there and stare and just not move. I mean, because you were literally cut off. You're disconnected. You have some disassociation from your body, and that's not good for trading. I mean, not being able to think, not being able to use your hands. Your hands are shaking. You can't feel the buttons. You walk away. You need to slow down your breathing, like functional, deep in and out, deep in and out, and feel that heart rate start to slow down so you stop pushing those chemicals through your body. And then you need to burn them off. So once that stops, once they start forcing, you need to do something to burn them off. That means you go for a walk, you go for a run, you go work out, you just do some push-ups or burpees or, whatever you want to get that new blood flowing in and to get those chemicals out of your body. So first we want to stop them from spreading. Then we want to stop them from releasing. Then we want to burn them off. Once you get through all of that, then you can start to get back to actually thinking and sit down and reassess like what's going on and understand, oh my God, like what happened? What did I do? It's not your fault when you get like that. You just have to understand that you can't function and think. Like you can't. You're not 100%. You're not 80. You're not 50%. You're way below that. So just stop. Just stop. Get away from the situation. And this really goes for anything in life that's starting to affect you like this. Get away from the situation, slow your breathing down, get that heart rate down, then those chemicals will stop releasing, and then we need to burn them off because there's still going to be some leftover, all through your body. So we need to get it out and burn it off. We need to do that by getting the blood going through your body. And then, once you start to do that, you'll start to feel that analytical, you'll be like, oh my God, I can think now, talk. And that's something that stress just does. I mean, this is something in life that constant stress and chronic stress will do to you as well. These chemicals will build up in your body. And if you don't start doing things to release them and get them out, then, you could get into, adrenal fatigue and just all types of bad stuff. And I'm sure you guys have all dealt with this kind of stuff before, but that's just a hack. Like that's just a way, to deal with it and get away. But, really first thing is get away from the situation, be calm, and then just go through that process just to get back to where you were. Like, at least get back to where you can think a little bit and your hands aren't shaking. Let's see. Salmon, Atlas, when I took the trade up here, the one thing with futures that's different than stocks is as you pull away from orders, I think Q was a little wonky earlier when I was looking at it. I don't know what's going on with NQ today, but it's not, I don't think it's showing the right price for I can't even tell. Yeah, I don't think it's showing the right price, but I know Andrew was having trouble with it earlier too. So there might be something just going on with it. But the book with futures, as you start to pull away from orders, and this is, one thing that'll eventually be fixed on Atlas is we have a cutoff area to the top and to the bottom that orders just automatically fade off the book just because they're kind of out of range of the data that's being showed. And when you're playing reversals and you're playing reversals off cams, oftentimes you will be playing, if I'm taking a short here at R6 and we have this strong bounce or we're pushing up, we're hitting volume, oftentimes I'm going to be playing into a bullish book. And I know that because I've played into so many of them. And this will happen with the stock as well. That's why it's important to have every other step in your process that works. So playing into a bullish book, I know that. So when we get to the cam, the first thing I'm looking for after that touch is the first 1 minute low. And I want a hard rejection after that 1 minute low. This wasn't that hard, but I was waiting for that retest to come back into this area. And then that next 1 minute low, I wanted to see what type of rejection that was. And I ended up getting it here, even though the volume didn't come in. Like as soon as it made this low, like it slammed down hard and then it closed. And when it opened, it slammed down again. And that's when I went short. And that's what I was looking for. And I'm also zooming out and looking at the downside of the book and making sure like these orders down here are starting to become white. And there's a ladder, there's sections down here coming into the book. So I know that there are orders building down there. And as we start to fade down, I'm anticipating a book flip. I'm anticipating as we start to push down and start to break through these lows and volume starts to pick up, that these longs start to stop out and these orders come off the top of the book. And then these orders become much larger on the bottom side of the book. So I am also watching and looking for that. If that doesn't start to happen, if these orders don't start to come off and that volume's coming in and these orders aren't getting larger, that's going to be a red flag for me. And I'm going to pay close attention. But you know, it's just kind of the experience too of knowing what to look for. And then what does my trade book say? You know, my trade book said, take the trade. That was what I wanted to see. And I took the trade. And then I'm watching everything else develop as it's going on from there. Let's see. Oh, Mandahar, welcome to Garbage Trucks and Lambos. Awesome. Let's see, I'm getting way behind on the questions. I'm not gonna catch up with all of them today. So let's see. Oh, Jose, you're a pharmacist. Nice. Awesome. Welcome. Let's see. Everyone gets mad at the market. Yeah. I mean, they do. I mean, don't like beat yourself up about it. I mean, everybody does. It's just if it affects your trading and it affects your decision process and everything going on with that, then we're looking at, you know, the issue, you know. And then what is the underlying issue that you're getting so upset about these kind of things? You know, it may just be a personality trait or a character flaw. That's fine too. And there's ways that you can work on that. I had to work on things like that. I don't like to lose. I've been very successful in my life. I don't like to lose. I come from a profession and a sport where you have to win. When you're a pharmacist, you can't lose. Like you can't lose. Like if you lose and you're not at your best, you could hurt or worse for some. I mean, you could hurt somebody or worse. And you have to be on point every day. Even if you don't feel good, you have to be on point. You can't lose at work as a pharmacist. Like I can't just go 50 out of 50 and do 50% on the medications that I dispense out every day. Like that's unacceptable. I got to be 100% on those every day. And then being an athlete, well, if you keep losing and you don't do your job out there, you're not going to be on the team. Like you're not going to be an athlete anymore, unless you just are passively. But when you're competing at a high level, you're not winning, you're not doing your job, you're not doing well, then you're not going to have a job. And so it was hard coming to trading and understanding and realizing that I can only be right, like even less than 50% of the time and still do really well. It's just a really, really hard concept for me, you know, to come to and accept, because it just wasn't anything I'd ever done in my life. That, you know, it was always, you have to be your best, you have to win, you have to be 100%. It's just not like that with trading. So I had to go through a lot of development and, you know, talk to other traders, talk to friends. I would go get a trading psychologist. I had one of those for a while that really helped, and start to understand, like, where is this coming from? And it was coming from my ego. My ego just wanted to be right no matter what. That's it. My ego wanted to be right. And I was letting my ego destroy my opportunity to make this possible. And so me and my ego spend a lot of time together just talking to each other in my mind. Well, what is it that my ego wants? Well, it wants some sort of satisfaction. So your ego loves that dopamine hit. Yeah, I mean, that's what it loves. Well, what else can I do to satisfy my ego to where it's not affecting my trading? I need to be more, I need to pay more attention to my process. And that's what I started to do. And so my ego hit. And for my ego, we decided that sticking to my process and sticking to my trades and developing that was enough. Like, as long as I execute appropriately, then, you know, don't watch my P&L, just execute the trades appropriately. Let's see what happens. And slowly I started to build. Slowly I started to build. And I was, you know, getting to break even, you know, where I wasn't losing money, but I wasn't really making, you know, a whole lot. But I started to get to that point where I was like, oh my God, I am so close. And that was the first conversation, and literally me begging Thor to take me on as a mentee, because I just felt inside of me that I was so close. Like, there was just, like, I didn't know what was missing. I didn't quite know exactly what was missing, but I had everything else. And so I knew, man, I'm so close. And that's what I would just tell him. And, you know, we had, you know, 1 or 2 conversations, and he cleared some things up for me. And, you know, everything that I'd been learning and been studying and jamming in my head, like, it was like firecrackers going off in my head, like pop, 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 of things connecting that I didn't quite realize before, until I had somebody give me the direction of, well, this is what you need to do. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that. And yeah, let's go here and this. And it just started to like take off for me. But that was after understanding that going through my process and changing what I need to change and just being consistent was enough for my ego. Because I was like, I knew I was so close. I just keep doing what I'm doing. It's going to come together. And then when it did, you know, I was like really excited. But I had to do a lot of, you know, personal things. I was reading books, listening to podcasts, videos on YouTube, and trying to understand a little bit more on the psychology of me and my ego, and what is it really looking for, and what is it wanting? You know, why am I letting it take control and kind of inhibiting my performance, and really taking away the possibility that I can do this for a living? And, you know, those are things that you're going to have to go through with trading. If you don't want to do that and work on character flaws that you may or may not need to work on anyway, and work on your emotions, work on being a better person, this probably won't work for you. I do not know any professional trader that hasn't become a better person by learning to trade, because they recognize these traits or flaws or whatever it was, and they worked on them and they overcame them. And that's why this community is so amazing and so important, is because Andrew strongly promotes community, strongly promotes all of the members being active with each other, being active with the community, talking. Like, he loves it. And that's why, if you're in this community and you come to our meetups, or, you know, anywhere we are and get together, you'll become a better person, because you are going to meet dozens, maybe hundreds of people that have been through all of these steps before. And they've all had a similar way or a different way of dealing with it and overcoming it. And you're going to have all of this information and support to do it yourself. But you are going to have to do it. You are going to have to become a better person to be successful at trading, period. I don't know anyone who's been successful with this that hasn't happened to. I don't know anybody. So just understand that, like, you're going to have to deal with things, and you're going to have to overcome things, and it may be uncomfortable and it may suck, but, you know, you're going to have to do it. Let's see. Challenge Trader, I don't have a YouTube video settings for Bookmap. I actually do have an old course for Bookmap that I had been working on before Atlas came out, And then Andrew wanted me to do everything for Atlas, and I just needed to get the reporting. So he said I can put that up. Maybe I can finish that stuff up and put it out somewhere, but I just don't have it done yet. But yes, I do have a bunch of settings for book maps. Let's see, Ned Weber, the emotions derail, the executive portion of the brain. Yep, prefrontal cortex. Yep. Yeah, you can't, no complex decisions. Samar, I do not work. I quit pharmacy over a couple of years ago, September 2023, and I've just been doing this full time now. Yeah, walk away and you feel the strong emotions. I mean, that you got to get away from the trigger. That's the biggest thing. Let's see. When you're step Beth, yeah. Yeah, losing a loved one that you care a lot about, that's called shock. That's what that is. Shell shock in World War II, and I mean, the shell shock stuff still continues. And if you talk to the one thing that special forces guys will do is when they go into battle, I mean, their sentences are heightened and their adrenaline is going. I mean, they are so focused and the cortisol's there, so they have all the energy and everything in the world. They do breathing exercises to make sure those hands, aren't shaking. The pupils are constricting and their vision's becoming close. Like, they have special training they do, but also when they're done with a mission, they go and they work out or they do stuff. They go run. They actually do stuff to burn off all that adrenaline, all that cortisol. And once they do, when they go to sleep at night, like, they sleep it's some of the best sleep you'll ever have if you can burn that stuff off and then take a rest. Because once it burns off and it stops releasing and it's not in there, you can you'll pass right out. One of the old battle tactics, I think it may even still be one, I don't know, was if to let your enemy conquer, say they're trying to raid a castle or trying to raid a village, to let your enemy come in there and conquer and celebrate and then wait, because once all of those chemicals and all of that burns off, you're going to be tired. And so, a strategy was for wait till they sit down, lay down, they start to get comfortable, and then they start to go to sleep and then come in and attack. And there's nothing they can do. It's hard to wake up from that and then get everything going again when you can just let them be excited, run in. When they start to rest, all that stuff will burn off and they start to fall asleep, and you just come back in and take care of them and don't really have to worry about much. Let's see, Homer, you want to learn. Your issue is new. You want to learn very fast. Think I'm watching too many tickers, looking for setups. Yeah, you're new, and I understand you're probably really excited about trading. And it sounds like you're getting overwhelmed, honestly. So yes, if you think you're watching too many tickers, then you're watching too many tickers. I would just focus on, if you're wanting just a couple good ones, Apple's really good. Apple moves really slow. It moves like the SPY and ES. NVIDIA's a really good one to watch if you're wanting to watch something that moves, a little bit, quicker, a little bit faster. It moves more like Tesla and NQ and the Qs. And maybe throw in AMD's a good one to watch. It's pretty consistent. Amazon, Google, like maybe just, what are that? How many did I give you? Like 6, 5? Just maybe watch those 5. And I think you'll be fine, because each ticker, future, stock, whatever, it has its own personality. They're different algorithms drive different tickers. There are tons of algorithms out there, but also each ticker has its own market maker. So there's a market maker specifically for that ticker. The company has hired a specific market maker to control the shares and the trading for that equity or future. And all of those different market makers have different algorithms that run their systems. So they're going to have different personalities in the way they interact. They're going to interact differently at some levels. Some hit cams really well. like the Mag 7 and AMD work really well with the cams because there's algorithms that control those from market makers that use Camarilla pivots to section out how the trading goes for that particular one. And so they're going to act different. Their personalities are going to be different. And so just focus on a few and get used to just watching those every day and screen record. That's an excellent way to watch something and then look back objectively and also get that fix for what you're wanting to learn and look at. And just focus on, one thing at a time. If you're just wanting something on Atlas to focus on, the first place I would start is just everything from this white line right and just focusing on the order flow and how the book is structured and just looking at this first. If you're wanting to look on a chart, start with the higher time frames. Like here on NQ. Let me turn these off. Start with like the 4 hour or even the daily. Start with the daily. And mark prior days, highs and lows. Just mark those and set alerts. Set alerts in there. And then when price gets to those areas, you're just going to watch. You're just going to watch what happens because these are the largest areas of liquidity. Let me go back to the daily. These are the largest areas of liquidity you're going to see during the day. And this is where all the fun happens. This is where all the volatility hits. And seeing if, like here, we swept higher from today and then moved directly lower to yesterday's low. We continue to sell out as we liquidate people all the way from yesterday. And then now looking into to last week. There's tons of liquidity here. Look how much volume we've already picked up today because we're liquidating people. But this is also a good place to go long if you find the right cam. This is a good place to go short when you find the right cam. And this is where all the action is going to be rather than just the mundane in the middle action that's going to get you chopped out of trades and make you frustrated. So mark those alerts, high a day, low a day, and you've got 5 tickers. If you want to add SPY and Q on there, I mean, you can. Just mark high days and low days, and something's going to hit high a day and low a day. And just watch what happens. And specifically, I would start watching when it gets to that area and that alert goes off and you bring it up and you set your screen recorder on. I want you to watch what happens on 1 minute highs and 1 minute lows, and that's it. You're only watching and really paying attention and looking to see what happens as a new 1 minute high is made and a new 1 minute low. So as we're ticking in here in between, you're not really worried about it. But as we tick into a high or low, I want you to just pay attention. If it rejects like this and pushes back down into range of that previous candle, okay, there we have. If that rejects like it had been right here and drops back down, that's called absorption. And I just want you to watch for that. When it ticks in there, it gets absorbed, it gets kicked back down. And then on the other side, as we sell, if this ticks back in and immediately gets pushed back up into range, that's absorption. If we continue to extend down and push, that's momentum. And this right here, as we're doing this, so we got that absorption and push back down. Now we're getting that momentum down. This is the kind of stuff you'd want to see if you're trending and you're going to push down and you're wanting to see who's in control. Sellers are in control right at the moment. They're pushing down, pushing down and dropping. And as we make a new low, they pop and drop down lower. That's reading momentum. That's reading absorption. And that's really all you're paying attention to and just getting used to seeing what it looks like. You just want to start. Yeah. Okay. There's some absorption, but sellers are still pressing. Okay. See how that was different than what we got here on this low? This was momentum and pushing through. Now we're getting some absorption through here. And you just want to get used to seeing this where subconsciously you just know what it is as you're looking at it. And that's it. That's a great place to start. You just want to get used to knowing how to understand and how to build an understanding of who's in control and what that looks like, so that when you're looking at a chart, and if you're trading breakouts, you don't want to see that breakout on that candle get stuffed and pushed back into range. You're wanting to see this continue and push and push and push through. You just need to get used to what does that look like as it is continuing. What does momentum look like? What does absorption start to look like? And just seeing it inherently and knowing as soon as you bring up a chart, you can read momentum, absorption, and understanding who's in control at the moment. And that's the best way to start. And just looking at the order flow, looking at the book, just getting used to seeing it. And then when those alerts go off at those highs and lows a day, just watch. Just watch what happened, what's happening on these 1 minute highs and lows. Just so you start to build an understanding it. And then go back with that reporting and watch it again and see what just starts to stand out to you about it. Because you're going to start watching this enough, and then you're going to start seeing the same things happen over and over, because really there's not that much that can happen on a chart. We can move up and down and right. That's the only direction we can move on a chart. Up, down, right. That's it. But that up, down, right happens in different ways at different levels and different times. You just want to get used to understanding, am I reading just crappy, choppy price action that's just being absorbed on both sides and I'm just going to get chopped out of my trade? Or am I reading momentum? And am I seeing every time we make a new 1 minute high, we extend? See, we hit this bottom, boom, get volume, new 1 minute high extend, new 1 minute high extend, new 1 minute high extend. That's bullish momentum. Now we start to pull back, maybe sellers taking control. We know a buyer was right here. So I'm paying attention just to what happening on 1 minute highs, 1 minute lows. That one absorbed, this one, boom, running back up. Now we're rebalancing that area, but now we're just chopping back because this is where we've just been chopping for like the last half hour. But just watch this. That's it. And then, come back in here and let me know how that's going, or email me, Nathan@bearbulltraders.com, and let me know how that's going. And then once you start to understand this a little bit, then we'll start to add volume. And now you've developed the skill to candle read and understand candle formation and start to understand VPA. Now that foundation is really building, and you'll just start to inherently understand and see this and look down here and look over here and put everything together. But that's just an easy way to do it. This isn't the price action you want for anything. This is just absorption from both sides, because really a side can't decide what they want to do. But when one does, it's going to look completely different than this. And you just need to learn to recognize that. Let's see, your house got, oh man, yeah, I went through a house fire that destroyed everything when I was probably like 6 or 7. And it was hard. I was more upset about my toys and stuff at the time, but I still remember that. It was traumatic enough. Driving up to the house, we had been out, I think, eating or something, driving back to the house, and fire trucks there, the house is just burned down. It's just like, wow, your whole life just changed in like a matter of just a moment. It's crazy. Yeah, 5 counts in, 2 holds, 7 counts out. Yeah, because that's gonna slow down your breathing pretty quick, Indigenous. That's a good one. But yeah, that box breathing. Let's see, all of those. N-acetylcysteine. I do take N-acetylcysteine. Yeah, I do like N-acetylcysteine a lot. Yeah, Beth, do one thing at a time. The one thing about trading is there's so many different systems, there's so many different indicators that pretty quickly you can overwhelm yourself without realizing you did it. If you become interested in somebody else's trading, you throw in that indicator, but you've already have indicators from someone else, and then moving around and back and forth, but you really haven't even understand the first thing. So that's one thing just to catch yourself doing. If you're starting to be overwhelmed and there's just too much going on, you can't see the forest through the trees, just take a step back, or a couple steps back. Maybe get rid of some things, what's helping, or evaluate through your journaling what's helping, what's not helping. Let's see. Nate, why I took into based on Atlas or VPA. KV, it was basically most on price action. As I was talking about, how the candles are forming and what I was looking for, it was the VPA and then just how that candle formation started to come in. And it's when I'm taking a short off a cam, I am specifically paying attention to what happens on a 1 minute low. And that 1 minute low needs to happen with force. Like when it makes that low, it needs to drop aggressively with force. That's really the first indication that those Camarilla algorithms are active. So I'm watching that 1 minute low to see if that algorithm's reacting. And then I'm waiting for another test up into that area in the next 1 minute low to see if that algorithm hits again. And then that's my entry for that. So it's watching candle formation, and it's after watching millions of candles form probably at this point, hundreds and hundreds of thousands, and probably tens of thousands around cams. And so I know exactly what I'm looking for and what it looks like. So that's kind of what helped me take that trade. Let's see. Trade entries and management can be reduced to words consistent. Oh, you were talking to Chris. I gotcha. Let's see. 1000% will not enter unless my criteria is hit. Awesome, Pig Wrestler. And it's sometimes hard to get to that point, and just being that disciplined. But once you do, man, things become a lot easier. You're reading Andrew's book now. Awesome. What cam levels are the most reliable to trade off? Pretty Bird, if you're wanting to focus on just the most reliable cams, R3 and S3, especially on the day that they're called. Those are the most reliable. After that would be the fours, depending on where they're opening and where they're positioned. And so if you were just wanting to, if you have enough tickers to watch, just watch R3 and S3. And even if the trade isn't called, I would just set alerts for every ticker that you're looking at. I would set an alert at R3 and I'd set an alert at S3 and do exactly what I was talking about when I said to just set alerts at lows, highs and lows of days and watch what happens there. For S3, pay attention to what happens on 1 minute highs. You don't want to see this. You don't want to see this. This is not great either. That's not great. You want to see this. You want to see this on 1 minute highs off a cam. This is what lets you know that cam. I mean, this isn't around a cam, but these are good candle formations to show off in S3. It ticks into S3 and just start watching 1 minute highs. And you'll start to see it looks a lot different when it's active. And keep following it through and screen record those. I used to make highlight tapes of what price action looked like around cams. When it worked, I'd have a highlight tape of what it looked like when it worked. I'd have a highlight tape of what it looked like it didn't work. That's how I started to notice when these cams become active, how aggressive they become and what it looks like. So just set those alerts there and just start watching. And when it gets to R3, just start watching 1 minute lows. That's it. And looking at the reaction and just paying attention. You'll start to see that volume coming in. You'll start to see that momentum push, indicating that the cam is active. And when you don't see it and it gets stuffed and it gets absorbed and pushed back down, and then you start getting that to the downside, then it may fail. But you're going to start to inherently just see it. And that's the best way to start. Is for anybody, just set those alerts at R3 and S3 and just watch 1 minute highs and lows. That's a good way to start getting ready to trade cams and understanding, how to start to develop your when and how. Let's see. Trying to catch up with the questions. Yeah, R3 and S3, if it has a big candle there, that is a good indicator, but I don't know. I haven't read Thor's book yet. Yeah, Beth. I think his book is great. I think you're still a little bit new. There may be some things that kind of go over your head that you're not quite ready for, but that's okay. The biggest point in there I would say with Thor's book, if you're wanting to start somewhere, is start with the VPA section and developing that. And then going to just understanding what is supposed to happen at each camp. So just going through the book and reading several times of what are Camaria pivots? What exactly are we looking for? We are looking for an algorithm. We are playing for an algorithm to come into the market, a very, very aggressive algorithm, an alpha type algorithm, like the algorithm that eats, will punch you in the face and take your lunch money, like that kind of algorithm, a big bully. And looking at candles like this, topping tail candles with lots of volume, that lets you know, boom, we had a buyer here, most likely as we push back up. So getting a lot of liquidity there, this is an area you would expect to hold, especially if it's at the Camaria. And then, but as that price action starts to push up, it needs to continue like it was here, making higher highs, higher lows, putting in a nice trend and developing into that reversal, into that trade. But start with VPA and under that. And then, like I was saying, also set those alerts at those R3 and S3 areas and just get used to watching live what it looks like when the cam becomes active. And you'll start to see it, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's completely different than anything else that had happened with price action before. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I love hotkeys. I use my hotkeys, but I would say a bracket order would be better than a hotkey if you're wanting to start somewhere. Rather than using hotkeys, set up, I think TradingView has pretty good bracket orders to set in. So you're automatically setting in your stop, because when you're trading cams, that's the first thing you locate, when you're at your where and you're looking at developing your win. The first place you start is where's your stop at. So my stop would be low a day if I was going long here and this was at an S3. The stop would be low a day. You locate that first. And then my stop for NQ, I think it's about 30 points. So I can only go 30 points off this low to take that entry somewhere in there. So I know that, but my stop's located first. So I know 30 points from my stop I can enter. And you can go ahead and put that in the bracket order and then put that target order already out there and just set it. That way, when it hits and it tags it, everything goes in and you don't have to worry about sitting here with your hotkeys and thinking, and should I enter now? Should I mark it in? Should I hit the bid? You set it there and you limit order in, you let it come in and tag, and then you just let it work itself out. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you're welcome, Richard. Happy New Year to you. Chris, I do use hotkeys as well. It's mostly once I start to get into trade management, if I'm reading the trade really well and I'm, partialing in and adding back in, that I'll use the hotkeys. But most of the time it's just setting that limit order in and then usually just putting that bracket right down to my stop. So I limit in on trades. I don't mark it in very often. I'm usually just limiting in. You only do market orders now? Chris, yeah, I'm ready for. See, Kyle's hotkeys, yeah, Kyle's hotkeys do, but I changed those. I changed Kyle's hotkeys because if you're trading momentum and breakouts, you probably have to mark it in. I've actually wanted to talk to Andrew about this, about trying to limit in. So if he's wanting to go long to hit the bid, because I'm curious with his size, if the algorithm will immediately see that and then jump down and take it. I think that would actually be, for that question about statistics on how often price moves to large orders, that would be interesting because it would be so close to price. I'd want to see if the algorithm just comes in there and grabs it. But trading is a zero-sum game. And when you're playing cams, your entries get tested all the time. I don't have a lot of trades that just tag me in, I get it, and the trade just goes. I don't have a lot of those. So knowing that my entry is going to get retested several times, I have no problem if I'm seeing this kind of price action to just throw my limit order in and have my, throw my stop in down here once it tags in, because they get retested so many times. You're playing when you're trading cams, oftentimes you're playing into a reversal. So you're playing against the shorter trend, a 1 minute and a 5 minute strong trend into that cam. And when you're playing into that strong trend, those, going into S3, those sellers don't really want to give up. So they're going to keep trying to push price lower until they just can't and get overwhelmed anymore. So you're going to keep getting like those tests down into the cam, your tests down into your entry. So it's just worth it just to enter in because, you know, a zero-sum game, I try to get every cent that I can. And, you know, you're talking on futures, you're talking quite a few extra dollars in there, which really, really start to add up. And then I like to throw in my limit order to get the exact exit that I want to. Let's see. Yeah, Tarot Trader, volume and price analysis by Anna Cooling is essentially what Thor used that book to put his VPA section together. He's a huge Anna Cooling fan. Let's see. Yeah, that would kind of be the next one, you know, after you read Thor's VPA section and go over, you know, his cam section, that volume and price analysis by Anna Cooling would be good. He won't be too upset about me mentioning that one. He's a big Anna Cooling fan. So you double click to place your stop and it takes your entry. Yeah. I know I have some things where I can go ahead and set that bracket order in, and when it triggers, I can set my stop in, but I guess I'm just so used to when it does tag me in of just pulling that stop down and setting it there that I probably could use and put together some bracket orders like that, but I generally just pull it down and set it there once it comes in. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Narrow spreads. Yeah. You know, it's fine too, but you'd be amazed at how often you would get filled just hitting the bid to go long or hitting the ask to go short. It's kind of crazy. Let's see. You read Thor's book, but cannot trade the cam. Let's see. We say, not sure what is the bias. Can you explain how to use them? So we'll just also go back to R3 and S3 to start, because those S3 you buy, you just buy at S3. R3 you sell at R3. The deflection points become the fours. So depending on the positioning and the opening above or below a 4, you know, you're going to short if it's below a 4 going into a 4. You're going to go long if it's above a 4 going into a 4. So those can become confusing. When do I buy? When do I sell? So just focus on the 3s. You know, and the 6s are another place that, you know, you're supposed to sell at R6, buy at S6, but those are also deflection points. If you get above those 6s, you get above the 6, you know, R6, it can buy off of that pretty strongly like it would off a 4. And the same thing with S6, it can sell pretty heavily tagging into from the bottom side. So just stick with the 3s and what's happening there. You know, like again, just go set those alerts on your watch list on the 3s and just watch. And on a higher range day, if you hit S3, you're going to expect it to buy and activate and run higher. On a lower range day off of R3, you're going to expect it to hit R3 and sell off. But you can watch them on any day, just so you can see what it looks like. You know, watch R3 on a higher range, narrow day. Just watch it. You don't have to take the trade there. Just watch it. And, you know, get an idea of what's happening, you know, kind of what's going on. Oh, it's past time, man. This one went by quick. Well, awesome. Well, I hope this was good info for you guys. I hope you can get something out of this. It was fun. It was fun hanging out with you guys this week and sharing some of my knowledge. But have a good weekend, guys. Happy New Year.